What's up, everybody? Welcome back to QnCOLB. I'm standing for this show as I've been standing all week in all of my videos. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this show ain't gonna be no 3 hours, dog. We have to put this shit in stone. This is not. I know some of y'all enjoy the 3 hour videos. Y'all get like half your work shift done listening to it, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. But nah, these feet ain't built to stand for 3 hours straight no more. Like, I just don't got that in me. It's been a while since I've had to do that one. So we're gonna have a nice, smooth. We shoot for 90. We gonna go for a 90-minute. We gonna go 90.
We gonna shoot for 90, but you know it's gonna end up being like
we gonna get this right this time. But we got a jam-packed show for y'all today. We're gonna talk about the Browns serious Super Bowl contenders. We're gonna talk about how y'all was just so disrespectful to Cam Newton for no reason. We're going to talk about the Jaguars being the biggest fraud in the NFL. We're going to talk about Baker Mayfield. We're going to show Baker Mayfield some love on the pod. We're going to talk about... I'm going to show him. I don't know what you're going to do. You know, you are an admitted Baker Mayfield hater. But... we're also going to talk about, did the NBA just flat out get Christmas deboed from the NFL, like just straight up, like just stole they shit. It's insane that the NFL gets away with this. Like, this, I ain't seen nothing like this since Manifest Destiny. Like, this is just like, yeah, it's ours. Why? We said it. We put our shit here. It's ours. But we had this here for decades, and we built a whole culture around.
We don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
We don't care about none of that.
I see what you built here, but I want it. That's what the NFL did. They're like, yeah, man, it's a nice farm you got. It's mine. What? Like, no compensation, no collaboration. It's not like, hey, we all go do Christmas Day jerseys. Nah, the NFL's like, nah, you gonna be on NBC, ABC. They took the NBA off ABC.
Like, let me tell you something. It is what it is.
Ooh.
It is what it is.
Ooh. Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
I didn't even gonna lie to you. I ain't watched one basketball game.
And the Lakers played. They played the Celtics.
I tuned in for maybe like 3 minutes.
Dog,
right back to football.
He's a Laker fan. They were playing the Celtics, and you were definitely out here watching like Chiefs Raiders over this. That's insane.
Like, I was like, look at Antonio Pierce. He deserved that job.
Yeah, I didn't hear one tweet about, man, look at LeBron at age 48 or whatever the fuck he is.
He could, mostly because he played like trash, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Don't nobody care when LeBron play bad no more, though. Like, that's the beautiful thing about where LeBron is. Nobody gives a damn about them bad LeBron games. All we want on them that old thing, like, oh, look at him still going. Was this what it was like for old heads when like Jordan was on the Wizards? Like, hey man, we don't give a fuck about that 15-pointer he threw up there on terrible efficiency. But man, when he drops 38 on Jalen Rose, like we here for that. Like straight up. That's where we at with LeBron. LeBron has had the most interesting Wizards run of all time, right? Because he won a championship. Like,
and you can't even really call it a Wizards run. He done broke records. He's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, dog. It's not even a Wizards run. You can't even call it.
No, it's a Wizards run. It's a Wizards run. Here's why it's a Wizards run. Hey man, when you talk about LeBron, you talk about all the shit he did everywhere else. Like, okay, when you talk about LeBron championships, you talk about the one he got in 2016. Like, when you talk about great LeBron like runs, you're talking about Miami. When you talk about just incredible shit LeBron, you probably talk about that first Cleveland run. Like, everything, you can pretty much cover the whole LeBron James story. If you just Cleveland, Heat, Cleveland, you cut it off after that. You really not, like, you just get the extra epilogue stuff. You know, in the black movie where you get the end, like you get the credits, like, you know, LeBron went on to get the point lead and won an extra championship. It's like, oh, it's cool. It ain't the movie though. Like, that's the end credits of the.
Hey, let me tell you something. That last title meant something to me. That meant something to me.
Hey, But that 2016 meant something else to everybody else.
That 2016 meant something to everybody.
Yeah, that 2016 title, it took LeBron off the hook for the rest of his life. Like, LeBron on the basketball court can do whatever he wants for the rest of his career. Hey, man, he won in 2016. Don't nobody about nothing else he does. It's all bonus points. It's all like nothing he did in Cleveland mattered after that. He got swept in the finals 2 times. Nobody cares. Like,
I just want to point out we didn't even get through the intro. We already got sidetracked.
Look. We didn't even finish. All right, we're gonna talk about Pat Mahomes. Hey, Pat. Speaking of the Lakers, you need to pull a Kobe in 06, dog. You need to tell them people you want to trade or something. Like you got to kick and scream because this is ridiculous. All right, this is just ridiculous what you out here going through. You ain't got nobody. Your best 2 players are your running backs and your tight end. Your biggest play on offense came from Clyde. Okay, this is where we at. It's bad. It's bad. Like, Kadarius Toney ain't even the biggest part of the problem, to be honest with you. Like, I was watching him like, Kadarius can come back, but you know who can't? MVS. He can't come back. Like, no, he gotta go. Like, Kadarius, you kind of live with what Kadarius do, because you know, he don't care. Like, Kadarius don't care. He's like, all right, man, you just get whatever you want for Kadarius. You just happy he showed up. MVS, man, he's supposed to be working hard and shit. He's supposed to be catching some of these footballs. He be trash. He's trash. And we're going to talk about the Browns can finish the job. But let's roll back into it because we're only, 2 minutes? Oh, we're 3 minutes over. So we're going to roll back into it with the Browns. Are the Browns serious contenders, COLB? Let me know. Tell me, are they serious contenders?
If Joe Flacco keep playing the way he's playing, yes. With that defense, absolutely.
When I seen him throw that ball.
Seeing him throw that ball, I said, oh my God.
Can we talk about Amari Cooper real quick?
Oh, we got to. Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about Amari. So we're about to talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
Already greatest receiver in Browns history?
You know, it's tough, right? Because he doesn't have the greatest season of Browns history. That Josh Gordon, it's not being touched. But I'll say this, he's probably, look, if I pick the Browns all-time team, I'm going with Amari Cooper. Like, it depends. If I'm going for a season, 2013 Josh. Unstoppable. Man didn't know no routes. Didn't matter. It was some Randy Moss shit. All he had to do was run. He had 2 routes. Post, north. That was his 2 routes, and he won them shits 100% of the time when everybody knew that you was throwing to Josh Gordon, and he had Brandon Wheaton, Jason Campbell, and Brian Hoyer throwing him the ball. Can't understand how impressive that was. One season, I would go with Josh. If I had to go with like a 5-year dynasty run, Amari, no doubt. No doubt in my mind I'm going with Amari Cooper. Like, is he better than Paul Warfield? I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't watch Paul Warfield highlights, and even if I did, none of that shit translates to what the NFL looks like today. It's a different game. I don't know what Paul Warfield would have been in today's league. I'm pretty sure somebody going to let me know Paul Warfield was that man. But like, Amari's the best I've seen in the Cleveland Browns uniform on a consistent basis. By the way, have you realized Amari Cooper's best 2 seasons of his career in Cleveland? Just gonna throw that one out there. Got traded here to die. Best 2 years in Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Shout out Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones.
Shout out to Kevin Stefanski, the wide receiver killer. You know, remember that? Oh man, Stephon Diggs wants out. Oh, Adam Thielen hated him. Odell Beckham hated him. Quincy, he just doesn't know how to get the ball to a number 1 wide receiver. Remember that? Remember these talking points we had? He just can't get we not going to trade for none. He hates receivers, Quincy. He hates them. He's allergic to good receivers. Care to revisit that one? I would just not.
Hold on. Real quick. Shout out Edgy Berry. You know what I'm saying? 5th round pick.
Ooh.
Greatest receiver in Browns history.
Hey, by the way, Dallas fans had a bad one today. They had a bad one yesterday. Oh my God. Because they lost to the Dolphins and they had to look over and be like, Amari Cooper, how many yards? Michael Gallup did what? They was mad.
Like, with Joe Flacco? He did that with Joe Flacco?
What?
Hey, they was sick.
He been doing it all year, dog. This ain't even the first run he been on. Like he been doing this all year for like 2 years. I'm like, yo, this is like, I've never seen the Browns trade for somebody and it just work out like this. Like,
honestly, they've had 2 of those in a row. Him and Zadarius, they really have.
Yeah, Zadarius had a good one too. Needed
2
that.
sacks.
Yeah, 2 sacks.
Should have been 3.
Hey, if I am whoever's playing this game for the Jets, hey, bruh, 1 second, you gotta get that bitch out. Like, cause Myles is gonna be coming, and so is Zadarius. Like, the rent is due. Like, these dudes Myles needs to get like at least 3 more. And hey, brother, you looking like Jake Browning? Hey, if I'm Jake Browning, 1 step drop. You know, like it's college, is RPO.
if they even play that game, because there's a chance he might not even play that game. They might not even have to.
No. Cole, I saw Myles Garrett play with the injured arm, injured bicep, just to prove a point because Baker Mayfield didn't play. Like, Myles is playing.
He ain't got to prove what point you got to prove. They need the rest. He came
back into that game up 14.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, come on, bro.
He's playing. Like, Myles Garrett takes this thing very seriously, and he understands that he's Myles Garrett. Like, we joke around about the whole Ray Lewis thing. Nah, Myles is like, I am as important to this team as Ray Lewis was to the Ravens, and I'm gonna be out there. like, just go and say, Myles led the charge of making that defense come back out. Like, I promise you, hey, if the Browns need it or not, Myles is going to play. You look at the stuff that he's played through in his career and just tell me, he flipped the car and they had to force him not to play that Atlanta Falcons game. He wanted to play. They had to hold him out.
He's a monster.
Nah,
he's
dog. Let me tell you something. I don't care who or what the Browns need for that game. Hey, Sam. Hey, Jonah. Myles is playing. You think Myles Garrett about to miss an opportunity to play against Jonah Williams? Man, we think Myles don't like money? Like, it's free money right there. What you mean? He's playing. I promise you, if he do anything, he playing against the Bengals. Like, I promise you that. You know how crazy Myles Garrett has gone off on the Bengals in his career? You think he about to just pass up 3 free sacks? Like, no, man. He need them. He trying to get to the Hall of Fame. He need that. Like, nah, Myles is playing versus Bengals. There's no ducking that. There's no ducking that smoke. Also, Browns definitely not trying to be the only team the Bengals beat in the division. Get the fuck out of here with that. No, they about to play, and they about to play super hard in that game. Like, no, it's out of pure pettiness. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
Yes, it's not about to let the Steelers get a sweep and we not. Like, what? Like, come on.
Oh yeah, what happened to Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year? What happened to that?
Hey, Grant Delpit might come back to play in that game. Like, there ain't no rest in that week, dog. Like, the pettiness, no.
Dog, they were saying Zach Taylor should win Coach of the Year over Kevin Stefanski. He has not won a game in the division. Not one.
Shout out to Joe Goodberry for having these dumbass takes consistently. Like, you know, it's like impressive how much he can talk about the Browns and not know what he's talking about. And like, he continues to put his, like, you would expect this stuff from those goofy guys who like dress up in Bengals uniforms, or like, you know, who's the guy that dresses up like a little clone trooper, and then the other guy in the suit. I don't know. It's like
I don't know, man.
Whatever those guys are, the costume guys, the cosplay fans. And like, I expect bad takes from them because at the end of the day, they're just like fans, like that people know. And, you know, they're not really trying to strive to be anything else. But Joe Goodberry's actually trying to be like a journalist or at least a columnist. And you would think, man, you would put more effort into your work than to like consistently put yourself out there. But I guess he's just trying to make shit that Bengal fans like. And I guess Bengal fans, they love feeling like they're better than Cleveland when they clearly aren't. Like, it just is what it is. Like they talk about us so much and we think about the city of Cincinnati so little. So little.
We really don't care. We genuinely don't care.
We don't see, like, we hate Pittsburgh. We don't really care about Cincinnati or like that. We just like fucking with y'all. Like, I think that's the thing. It's not like a hatred. It's not like a rival. Like, Pittsburgh is a rivalry. Baltimore is a hatred. Cincinnati's like, hey, man, there goes Steve, right? Like, you know, you just like to mess with Steve a little bit. Like, that's it. Like, that's really how we feel about them. But yeah, Joe decided to talk about Kevin Stefanski for whatever reason. And who was the other guy, the math guy on fucking Pro Football Focus?
It's like PFF move. He said Kevin Stefanski is not Coach of the Year material. Mind you, he's talking about a coach that has literally already won the award.
That's what happens when we let all these dorks in. Like,
everybody's like, he won it. Like, he's already won it. And honestly, I looked at the odd. Cleve TA posted the betting odds for Coach of the Year. He's plus 200. Dan Campbell is plus 175.
And the Lions been kind of falling apart lately. Like, I know they just clinched that division, but oh boy, I was a tight one against the Vikings. Like,
I'm telling you, bro. He's probably gonna end up winning.
He should,
especially if they win out. I guarantee you, he's probably gonna.
There's no good argument because anybody else you would argue has done a similar job to him. He's literally beat.
Except Sean McVay. Sean McVay's the only exception.
Sean McVay's the only one, but like they're not as good as the Browns are, like record wise, and they're healthier.
But Kyle Shanahan beat him. DeMeco Ryans beat him. Steichen beat him. Anybody else?
John Harbaugh, if anybody was on that program.
Yeah, beat him.
By the way, man, we got to start talking about this. I saw these stats. Hey, man, the Ravens have beat 2 11-win teams. That's very rare in the NFL. And I'm like, oh, man, who did the Browns beat? Anybody care to remind me? Hey, chat, can y'all remind me who did the Browns beat? Like, you know, all these dudes talk about he's clearly not Coach of the Year material. Like, all right, tell me the records of the teams that he beat, Mr. Math Guy.
Oh, here's some math. Guess what team in the NFL has beaten the most teams above 500?
Browns. They just did it again. I mean, like, to be fair, this wasn't the Texas that got 500 that we played. Like, we
hey, man, we can't help it.
It's still a team.
Not our fault.
It's still a team. You know what I mean? But you know who we did play? The 49ers with PJ Walker, and we beat them. And look, you can say, oh, the Ravens beat them by a more impressive margin. We beat them with PJ fucking Walker. That's more impressive. I'm sorry.
That's way more impressive.
Ooh, you blew him out with Lamar Jackson, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, if not the best quarterback in the NFL. Dog, we did the same shit with PJ Walker, one of the best quarterbacks in the XFL. Okay? By the way, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the XFL 3 years ago. Like, this wasn't even recent. Like, he wasn't rated XFL MVP. He did this shit during the pandemic. Like, and he beat the 49ers. I don't know if the Ravens could do that. Like, I don't know if the Ravens could go out there and throw Josh Johnson out there and beat the 49ers. I don't know if they could
seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I doubt it.
And then, let's not forget, Cole. We beat the Ravens in Baltimore with Deshaun Watson on a high ankle sprain and a season-ending throwing shoulder injury. Both offensive linemen out. Okay, like just straight up, we lipped there, beat them. And honestly, Deshaun don't throw that pick 6 at the beginning of that game. Probably win by 14. Because we were just, I was watching, remember we watched that game, we're like, yo, the Browns are just better than the Ravens. Like, this wasn't like oh man, we caught them on a good week. No, I was watching this shit like, hey dog, we're just better than them. Like, they're giving us their best shot. We're just like, yeah, we ate it. Like, we back. Like, that was the thing about that Ravens game. It was like, yo, the Browns are just eating these shots for the Ravens. Like, they're like, oh yeah, you went up 14 in the fourth? Pick 6. Pick 6, most impressive drive Deshaun Watson's had at the Cleveland Browns. Like, bam, bam. All right, what you got for that? Nothing? All right, we gonna get this ball. We gonna kick this thing. We gonna win it. That's cool with you? Yeah, we did that. It was better than them. We were better than them. Here's the thing. I feel like in order to pump up Joe Flacco, we've been doing this thing where we've been acting like Deshaun Watson wasn't doing good stuff before he went out. But they're back at that point to where I'm like, oh, I feel just like how I did after that Ravens game with this Browns team. Like, Joe Flacco has played well enough to where I'm like, he playing good enough to be right there where we were. Like, I don't know about you, but the play has been.
I'll say this. We were kind of going back and forth before Sunday about how good Joe's actually been. Obviously, the game before that, he threw a whole bunch of picks against the Bears that were just bad interceptions. The first one, we disagree on whose fault that was, but just bad interceptions, turned it around in the fourth. But man, Sunday, he just looked straight up good. And those picks didn't count because we didn't have a kicker. That's the only reason he threw those. So, like,
he threw, but it was like, all right, it was in plus. It wasn't in your territory. It's just a deep ball that went wrong.
Yeah, we don't care about that. Don't care about that.
And then Case Keenum gave it right back because he sucks. Like, also, like, I don't know why people was acting like we need to be afraid of fucking Case Keenum. Get the fuck out of here. Case Keenum been ass for years.
It's just Browns fan PTSD. It's just Browns fan PTSD. You know how that is.
How we got PTSD from a man we saw look like trash for 3 years in our uniform? We like, oh man, I'm scared of him now. Like, come on. Cool. We couldn't justify playing him over one-arm Baker Mayfield, and we was out here worried about him. Like, come on. Even when I was out on Baker Mayfield, I was like, yeah, but you can't put Case Keenum in there. Like, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
He said you can't put Case.
Dog, they were running a 2-quarterback system with 2 pocket passers simply because Case Keenum can't throw that bitch down 30 yards downfield. And that's why I was like, what are you doing?
I was like, why wouldn't you just play Davis Mills? Just play him.
When I saw that Davis Mills was healthy, I'm like, so why did they just go back to Davis Mills? But then I'm like, maybe this might be a protect CJ Stroud thing. You know how people get, I don't know, but CJ Stroud been playing good, so I don't think people will get like that. You know, this ain't that. So I don't know. Very weird decision by the Texans to go with Case Keenum. Case Keenum. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Like, yeah, we needed that. Well, we needed that for sure.
Oh yeah, we needed a big road win like that. Like, oh yes. Defense had the easiest day they've ever had. They didn't even have to do nothing. All they had to do was like, all right, man, I guarded him 5 yards. He ain't gonna get that bitch down 10. Like, they was giving him so many free runs down the field. Like, they were like, Mark Everson looked like he was getting beat all game simply because Mark Everson was like, yeah, he can't make that throw. So, like, I don't care if he throws it down 40. Like, I would just be trailing, like, hoping he underthrows it so I get an interception. Like, I don't know why any Browns fan acted like we were supposed to be afraid of that, or like, oh, you guys aren't respecting Case Keenum. He's a veteran. He's savvy. He's just like Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was actually good at a point in time in the NFL. Like, that's the difference. Joe Flacco was drafted the first round. Joe Flacco has like a thing. Like, he has a big arm. Like, that Case Keenum has gotten by his whole career off of like being a good teammate and being a teacher's pet. Like, straight up. Like, that's Case Keenum's whole career. Right place, right time. Let me throw this shit to Stephon Diggs and get lucky every once in a while. But yeah, I don't know why people act like we were supposed to be afraid of Case Keenum. Somebody pointed out he was 2-0 as our starter. Okay, where's that energy for PJ Walker? Like we don't know why he was 2-0.
Technically, PJ was only 1-1 as our starter. Technically,
Yeah. Through the game with a pass in a game. We all know. It wasn't about PJ. Same way those 2 wins wasn't about no damn Case Keenum. It's about everything else, right? It's like, okay, we playing the Bengals, or okay, was it both it was the Bengals and the Denver Broncos? You want to guess, right?
that Broncos game was the Dearness Johnson game.
Dearness Johnson carried, and I will not.
We will not rewrite
Keenum.
history.
Yeah, we will not see it. I remember Case Keenum underthrowing a deep ball to Odell Beckham where he was wide ass open to a touchdown. They're not gonna rewrite this. Act like Case Keenum was ever good here.
This is Dearness Johnson erasure. We will not do that.
We not about to have this disrespected Dearness, dog. Like we wasn't out here talking about slow grind for like 3 weeks. like he was gonna replace Nick Chubb. Like stop it, y'all. Y'all forgetting the details to hype up Case Keenum. Here we go. So we get to all that to say, hey man, I was watching these teams play, and I looked at Kansas City. I'm like, they don't want to play us.
Nope.
I was watching Miami and thinking, hey, we might be able to keep the score down on them.
Maybe.
We give some pressure, get into his face, start making him rush. Denzel Ward can kind of run with Tyreek. All you got to do is just make sure you get him the first time. Like, Tyreek only going to kill you if you start letting him do scramble drills. So if you take care of that, you might be able to do something with that. Now, you moving the ball might be a little bit more difficult. They got some good edge rushes, and we don't have good tackles, and we're not going to have good tackles. But that's a whole nother problem. Let Joe deal with that. Then I'm looking at what? Buffalo? Let me tell you something about Buffalo. You feel like Buffalo on that run? You worried about Buffalo? Genuine question.
Worried is not the word I would use. There's a team that gets hot at the right time. That might be the Bills. Might also be us, but might be the Bills.
Here's what I'll say about the Bills. They do this every year. They fool us at the beginning of the season. Or at some point in the first half of the season, they fool us, have us thinking the Bills about to win this championship, that this is going to be the year that Josh Allen get this MVP off and all this stuff. And then they cool off. And they reemerge at the end of the season. We were like, oh, yeah, this is the Bills team that we saw in October. They play good football ever since that night. And then Josh Allen has like a 4 interception game. And we right back on the same bullshit. We've been talking about the Bills. They are the 76ers of the NFL. Every year you're like, yeah, this going to be Joel's year. They got James. Look at what they about to do. Oh, it's working. It's working with him and James. Like, they figured it out. And then you get to the playoffs, and it's game 6, and you like, where is Joel? Where is Joel? The same way we be like, it's the divisional round. You playing the Bengals. Where's Josh? Wake up, Josh. Tell me those two aren't the exact same teams. Like, tell me you don't go through it. Like, the same way you tired of taking the 76ers serious is the same way I feel like, man, I'll worry about the Bills when they actually do some shit.
That's a decent comparison. I'm not gonna lie. That's a decent comparison.
Because that's who they are. Yeah. Them Kansas City Chiefs, we're gonna talk about them. But and the Ravens, I don't know about you. The Ravens are clearly should be the 1 seed. They're probably the best team in the AFC. I don't know why, and maybe it's because they're in division and the Browns beat them. I just don't feel like they're that good. Like, I feel like they're good. They're really good. But, like, they're a beatable 1 seed to me. And maybe...
You know what I think it is? Though? I feel this way. It's weird with AFC North teams. Because I feel like when we play each other, we like, oh yeah, we could beat them. Like, no, it doesn't matter. It don't matter what team it is. Like every AFC North team feels like they can beat another AFC. Like, oh yeah, we can beat them. We ain't worried about that. But every other team in the AFC, I feel like we just whoop. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
it's real. I feel like it's really just us. It's really just us. Like,
have you seen this split? I think it is. I think you have a point. Have you seen this split where Kevin Stefanski is 10-0 versus the AFC South in his career?
It's crazy, bro. It's our division. It's literally our division. That's what worries you. It's like against each other, we like it could go either way. But if we play anybody else, it's over.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That is 100% a fair take. I'm just gonna say right here, Browns might get to that championship game, and if we play anybody from the NFC, I'm taking the Browns. I'm taking the Browns over the Eagles. I'm taking the Browns over the 49ers. And I'm taking the Browns 1,000% over the Cowboys.
Let's be real. The Cowboys not.
I'm just being nice, including them. But and the Lions,
I hope the Lions make it. I hope it's the Lions.
And no disrespect, Detroit.
No disrespect to Detroit whatsoever, bro. But like, if I had to pick a team out of the four,
hey, look,
the Lions.
And to be fair, they would probably pick us, right? So,
oh yeah, 100%.
Like, you know,
give us the Browns.
Yeah, give us the Browns. Joe Flacco, yeah, we want that. Yeah, but stay. Don't fall into the Joe Flacco trap. The same way I'm like, hey, I don't want to fall into the trap and thinking it's Jared Goff. It's really Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Like that's really what you got to worry about. But we got this in
Jameer Gibbs. And Jameer Gibbs was very good.
Miles gonna slow him down. Miles gonna slow him down. Look, he not gonna run that hard at 95. He might run that hard at Chris Jones, but he not about to put his head down and just sprint right into night. Look, you see what happened to Zadarius every time he bump into Miles? His stomach start hurting. Like, yeah, you think Jameer gonna do that more than once? It's gonna take one run.
Real quick. Zadarius was wild.
Zadarius was getting off the field, dog. Had
us all worried, bro. Was trying to take a break. I'm like, come on, bro.
What was it? Iron Eagle on the broadcast. Iron Eagle was like, oh, this is what you worry about. You got your starters back in, and now somebody's hurt, and Zadarius is out there holding his stomach, and you think he hurt, and you like, dog, what happened? Did he run into Miles again? And you know what happened? Not a goddamn thing, man. They showed that replay. He finished that play, stood up, started laughing, and it went, hey, hold on. Oh, yeah, I'm going down. Oh, no, I can't. Hey, get me off the field. Get me off the field.
I was like, come on, bro. You can't do that.
And then did the social media video afterwards talking about, yeah, Cleveland, we up. Like, he wasn't hurt.
I was like, man, get out of here, dog.
Oh, no. No, get Zadarius up out of here, dog. Like,
had the whole city worried for no reason. I was like, bro, we've lost too many people for you to be doing it.
No, he was playing around.
Play like that.
He was playing. We all had we was all clenched up and shit, watching him on that ground. And we was like, oh my God, who we gonna have for Thursday? We already don't got a kicker. He was just fucking around. Like, Zadarius, I'm gonna be real with you. He does it once a game. How many times has Zadarius Smith gone down this year? How many times has Zadarius Smith gone down this year and just been absolutely fine after it? It's been like 8 times. I'm telling you, he bullshit.
He trying to get a break, dog. He trying to catch his breath. That's all he's trying to do.
Just do this, dog. Like, tap. Like, nah, every game, it's something happen. He like, every chance he get to fall on the ground, be like, yeah, I'm going to just stay here. What's Sko? We don't need the timeout? Yeah, call that shit. Like, injury timeout. And then right after they call that injury timeout, he can pull it up, jog back to that sideline. I guess I got to mix the next play. Like, he be bullshitting. See, he going to be seriously injured one day, knock on wood, and nobody going to take it serious because we be like, oh, Zadarius is bullshitting. Like, everybody in my chat knew that he was straight. Like, I watched now, like, nah, that's just one a game, dog. He fine. And I saw the replay. I'm like, he is extra fine. Like, he is all right, dog. He is not hurt. Out here trying to fool us. Why? Speaking of being fooled.
Nah, you've been waiting for this.
Speaking of being fooled. No. You've been waiting for this one. I've been seeing your tweets. You've been waiting for this one. Everybody got so excited about getting their shit off on Cam. And look, I get it, right? Cam's kind of an easy person to dunk on. He was out there. One of the things I thought was so egregious, we were so wrapped up in being mad about what he said about Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy, that nobody, not a single soul, pointed out that ridiculous bullshit ass outfit that he had on in that video clip. What was he wearing? It looked like the Nutcracker. It was awful. It was a terrible fit. Terrible. That's what happens when you have money and nobody to tell you you're doing something wrong. Like you get dressed like that.
Hey, that's crazy.
Tell me that's not what that looks like. What fashion was that? What style?
Cam been dressing like that since he been in the league.
No, this is different from the Arby's hat, man. This is different from the nerdy fits, right? Remember he used to come to the game dressed like Clark Kent, like super like. Okay, I get the motif. He just wearing random bullshit now, Cole. He be wearing overalls with Coogee sweaters underneath it and then a rain jacket. What the fuck is he getting dressed for? He be having all glasses with monocles on it. Like, what the? None of this makes sense. It's not like he's like, I'm going steampunk or I'm going 1800s. He's like, yo, let me fuse the Jonathan Majors fits with the fucking with Bill Cosby sweaters and just like try to make something happen. It's just making the most bullshit ass outfits I've ever seen in my life. Tell me when you look at Cam Newton, you think that his electricity don't work in his home. Like that's
Cam got that shit on, man. He got that shit on.
Cam look like he like candles in his home when he get dressed. He don't got none of that shit on. That don't look good. None of that shit look good. Somebody need to tell him, Cam, this is some bullshit you got. You mean too much to the community to be out here dressing like this. Like, and it's not like, it's just incoherent. If it was weird, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like, okay, be weird. I don't really care what, like, Kyle Kuzma dresses weird, but like, I don't really care. Nah, man, this is just straight up. You ain't even consistent with this. This is just bullshit. Nobody picked this out. Nobody picked that outfit out. Nobody picked that out. You think you got taste.
We are getting away from the point we are trying to make. We're not trying to talk about
I don't know how we saw that clip and didn't make that point. Like, everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe Cam Newton didn't think that Dak Prescott was a good quarterback when we were talking shit about Dak Prescott for like 3 years. Okay, we was mad at Cam about that, but we not mad at that outfit.
This is the thing though. On a serious note, this is the thing though. He wasn't even talking shit about, he wasn't talking shit about any of them. If you actually listen to what he was saying, he's like, hey bro, they're not the reason. This is what he said. He's like, Dak is a game manager, but y'all turned being a game manager into a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. There's guys who are the reason their team are winning, and there's guys who are a part of the reason that their team is winning. Dak is a part of the reason that they're winning. Brock Purdy is a part of the reason why they're winning. Lamar Jackson is why the Ravens are winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only point he made. But people talk, and listen, people were really trying to make the argument that one of the greatest football players, not even just one of the greatest football players ever, legitimately didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And it took all of 2 weeks. It took all of 2 weeks for him to be proven absolutely correct. And everybody else who was trying to criticize him looks like they are full of shit now. 2 weeks. That's all it took. 2 weeks.
I don't know what it is about Cam that makes it so enjoyable to get your shit off on him. And again, it might be because of outfits. I just spent like 5 minutes getting my shit off on him because we know them outfits is garbage. But it also Cam do be popping out here with some of the takes. And I'm like, all right, Cam, man, I'm gonna need you to just not broach these subjects no more, right? Like he has these moments of a lack of tact. And I don't know if Cam was being that thorough with this point. I think Cam's whole point was these motherfuckers not me. Basically. Like, that was he was looking at Brock Purdy, he was looking at Dak Prescott, and I promise you in Cam's mind, he's like, I'm better than both of those guys. Therefore, right. I do not understand why y'all so thirsty to put him on a pedestal y'all never put me on. Right? Like, that's what it was. Cam was looking at it like this. He was like, hey, man, dudes like Dak aren't rare like me. Dudes like Brock aren't rare like me. And he's right. That's the thing that he's right, because at the end of the day, people have tried to elevate Dak and Brock Purdy to something they simply aren't. They are really good quarterbacks, but they're more in the class of Kirk Cousins than they are in the class of Lamar Jackson. They don't belong up there with the Lamar Jacksons of the world. They don't belong up there with the Pat Mahomes of the world, because they require a lot more to get started and to play at their highest level than Lamar Jackson or Pat Mahomes or Cam Newton in his prime. Just is what it is, right? But we've lumped all of these quarterbacks together in an effort to make them all stars, right? Because it used to be that a guy like Dak couldn't be a star because he's not the main reason the team. Well, Dak is kind of the main reason they're winning, but it's kind of like also CD. So there's a little bit of an argument there with Dak. But like Brock Purdy, right? We want to make this about Brock Purdy. He's luggage. Like, he's luggage. Like, and that's no disrespect. He's a nice bag of luggage. But at the end of the day, Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuels checking them into the airport every week. Because you know what happened when he didn't have those two? Got left on that conveyor belt. Just went round and round and round. Lost 3 games in a row. Just didn't look like him, right? Also, whenever a team makes it matter that Brock Purdy is back there, and look, we're gonna thoroughly talk about this Brock Purdy. I don't want to get too deep into it. No, whenever a team, well, no, this is the Brock Purdy segment, kind of. Whenever a team makes it matter that Brock Purdy is a quarterback and makes him make quick decisions instead of being able to wait for what Kyle Shanahan told him to do, oh, you see the Iowa State come out.
The Browns game, perfect example. What happened during that game? Deebo got knocked out. Christian McCaffrey got knocked out. He looked extremely regular when he had them 2 in the game. I guarantee you, if they had Lamar Jackson, that game against the Browns goes a completely different way, even if they don't have those 2.
And here's why I will be fair to Brock Purdy. Because people have put him on a pedestal that he doesn't belong, what we're ending up having to do is compare a second-year player to Lamar Jackson, to these guys. Again, people put him on a pedestal he doesn't belong to. So now he's being compared to these guys he has no business being compared to. Maybe once Brock Purdy gets into his 5th, 6th year, he masters the offense to a point to where he can be that guy, right? Because you can master an offense and work in the system so efficiently that you do end up becoming the system. But right now, he's not the system. He's a part of the system. Similar to Tom Brady, right? Early Tom was part of the system, right? 2001, 2002, 2003. That was Tom being a part of the system. Then we got to 2007, and then he had the whole run with Randy Moss. And then you get all the way till about, 2019? And that's when the Tom Brady that we talk about being like, not a system quarterback, we had to wait all the way to 2019 to really get that. Like, that was the first year. I think he won it. Well, 2017, he won the MVP with like Gronk and all of them. But 2019 was like, okay, he ain't had no help. And he was able to achieve greatness. That is one of the things that, like, with Brock Purdy, we're so thirsty for this narrative to be true, right? People want him to be the next Tom Brady. They want him. They just want it so bad that they put him on pedestals to where he doesn't belong. And that, what does that force you to do, Cole, when somebody says Brock Purdy should be the MVP? What does that force a reasonable person like you to say?
Why? Like, why does he need to be?
And then what happens? Oh, go ahead.
And then And then I'm watching his teammate carry him in a game where he's playing like shit. I'm watching his teammate literally carry this team, try to keep him in the game. And now I'm asking myself, okay, why would I vote for if I had a vote, why would I vote for this dude to be MVP when I'm literally watching him be a detriment to his team? Meanwhile, on the other side, this other guy is literally the reason that they're winning. You see what I'm saying? Like he is the reason that they're winning. So now I gotta go on Twitter, I gotta find memes, and I gotta crack jokes at his expense because this is what y'all did.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's the whole thing. When you put somebody on the pedestal they don't belong, and then you argue about it, and let's be honest, most people who put somebody on the pedestal they don't belong on aren't like very humble about it, right? It's very, if you don't think Brock Purdy's the MVP, you just don't know ball, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. And you know, I think Brock Purdy's good. I don't think he's anywhere near MVP. Like, he's one of the best 12 quarterbacks in the NFL. Probably at the bottom of that. But like, he's not no damn MVP. But you want to make that argument. In order to make that argument, you are asking me to ignore the fact that Christian McCaffrey has 25 fucking touchdowns. Like you want to be, it's the same. We don't want to give Tua the MVP because what, Mostert has 22 or some crazy number like that.
Something nuts.
And we out here like, nah, man, let's give it to Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey is carrying him much more than Mostert is carrying Tua. It's such an interesting case because like you can make the same argument for Tua that you can make for for Brock Purdy. They're kind of identical cases.
Real quick, a point about Lamar I need to make. A point about Lamar I have to make. Quick rant. I'm so sick of these fucking PFF guys. I don't know what to do. I'm so tired of everything that they put on Twitter. Dude was like, well, if you look at Lamar's EPA per game, he's only like 13. It's like you could make the argument that what he's doing on the field isn't necessarily efficient and valuable. I was like, I read that this morning. I was like, bro, put the fucking calculator
the fucking
down.
Game.
Use your eyes, dog. Use your eyes. Look at what he's doing. Put the fucking spreadsheets away. Please put the fucking spreadsheets away. Look at what he's doing out here.
Hey man, if you watch somebody dominate a football game and the EPA doesn't agree with you, you can't work back to say, okay, how can I make sure that I think the EPA is correct? You have to be willing to challenge yourself, right? If I was all eye test, right, and I'm like, Joe Flacco is balling, but then I'm getting like a bunch of numbers telling me, hey, he's actually not. I'll have to evaluate like, okay, is it actually affecting wins? Like, is there something like you would have to really reevaluate what you came in there with? But these numbers guys, they don't ever do that. Well, not all of them. Some of them do a good job in doing that. Like, I don't want to paint everybody with a blanket number. But the PFF guys that you're talking about, some of them get so dead set in these numbers. They get so reliant in these numbers that that's all they can see. And I don't give a fuck about any of these numbers. If I can't see it, then I don't care about what EPA is telling me. If EPA is telling me that Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy, I'm fucking starting Brock Purdy. Okay? Because I think Brock Purdy is better because I watch Brock Purdy, right? Like, people get so caught. If you think Lamar is an average quarterback, okay, cool. You're an idiot, though. Like, it just is what it is. You're an idiot. It is what it is. Because it's obvious. If you're willing to use EPA in a way to say something like that, you're an idiot not to be taken seriously, or you're so wrapped up in trying to prove that Brock Purdy's still the MVP, even though every time he gets put up to the test, he plays like shit. Like, every time, then that's on you, dog. But every time he play a real defensive line, oh, it looked different. Even the Pittsburgh game, he turned the ball over. Every time, Cole, he get a real defensive line in there, it start looking like Jimmy.
Hey, another point. I think it's funny that the AFC North has put the book out on Brock Purdy and how to stop him, with the exception of the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course.
The book ain't even complicated. Just get to him. You know what the book is? It's a real old school moniker, right? If you've ever played boxing or any of these physical sports, you have heard an old man yell this shit. Get in his chest. Like, that's it. Just get in his chest. That's what it is. That's the game plan on Brock Purdy. Get into his little ass chest. He can't do nothing. Like, just get to him. Make him make decisions. Make him think real quick. See how fast of a processor he actually is. Let's get to him. Let's make him sweat a little bit. Hey, look, before he got hurt in that Eagles game, he didn't look that good. And the Eagles getting to him, right? Even last year. I'm just saying, it ain't that difficult to see what the issue is with Brock Purdy. You get to his chest, he's not going to make some good decisions. And that's not to say that he can't improve that thing down the line. But that's what it is right now. And if I'm the 49ers, hey, look, this shit's cute right now. But Dallas might have something to say about that. Now, look, it's Dallas, so I don't trust them. But Philly might just pop off a good game defensively, and that might, you know, I don't trust Brock Purdy more than I trust, like, Jalen Hurts.
No.
But so many people convinced themselves of it. So many people wanted to make this argument for Brock Purdy. And look, can I speak to journalists who have votes in these things and these awards? Can y'all stop fucking giving people awards because you want to do it? Like, can y'all stop being like, well, I just like him, so I want to give him the MVP. Stop that stupid shit. That is literally what your job is not supposed to be. Your job is not supposed to be, well, I like this guy, so I'm going to give him a vote. No, your job is supposed to be, I'm going to put all that shit aside, evaluate the game properly, and then look at it at the end of the day and see who I think legitimately deserves this honor. Not, well, I like the story of Brock Purdy, so I'm going to give him this award. And on another note, a more serious note, speaking of awards, Cole, have you heard anybody ask Demar Hamlin if he actually wants to win Comeback Player of the Year?
Absolutely not, even though we know he's about to get the award.
Like, who are we doing this for? Again, this is one of those things where the media wants to like pat themselves on the back and tell themselves how great of a people we are. Look what we did. Did you fucking ask this guy who you have regular media access to? He's an active player in the NFL. Now, one quote. Hey, Demar, there's a lot of people talking about you're the favorite for Comeback Player of the Year. How do you feel about that, given how your season has gone? Has anybody asked that question? Like, of course not. Can we find out how Demar, all these people, I know how Al Michaels feels about Demar Hamlin getting hurt. I know how Troy Aikman feels about Demar Hamlin getting hurt. I know how Joe Buck feels about it. I know how Josh Allen feel about it. You know who I don't know how they feel about Demar Hamlin's situation? Demar Hamlin. We've just erased him from any agency over his own story. And we're out here. People are legitimately out here like giving themselves a pat on the back, telling themselves how good of a people they are for stealing away his voice in this and not even attempting to give him a voice in this. It's ridiculous. Like, if they about to give him this award, pat themselves on the back and tell them they good people, and watch, if Demar Hamlin like doesn't appreciate it, if he actually kind of resents it because he's like, hey man, you're making one of my biggest career accomplishments a traumatic experience for me, and he kind of resents the gesture that you guys gave him, you guys are going to write these articles about how Demar Hamlin is kind of being selfish and all this stuff and how he should appreciate what the writers did in a gesture he didn't fucking ask for in the first place. And you didn't even ask him if he wanted it. That's what I'm saying. Can somebody ask this man a question about how he feels, about how y'all going about this? I feel like that should matter.
You know what? Even if you wanted to like honor him in some way, shape, or form, wouldn't it have been more appropriate instead of giving him an award that he probably either shouldn't get or doesn't want unless he earns it? Wouldn't it be better to kind of just like honor him like separately at the NFL awards or something like that? Or just like make it a moment where you appreciate that he pulled through and he's still with us. He's still part of the NFL. I feel like that would have been so much more appropriate to do that.
Here's the thing, Cole. he might just want to be left alone. We don't know because nobody is asking him. Like, nobody is asking him. Nobody. From all the ways he's handled this, it seems like a man who wants to be left alone. How is giving him comeback player of the year honor? You know what it feels like? It feels like we're treating him posthumously while he's still alive.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. Like, it's uncomfortable, honestly, to me. Like, he's still alive. He's still an active player in the NFL. We should treat him as such and respect him as such. But we're treating him as if he died on that field and like giving him this thing. And you know, this thing happens when famous people die, where people do gestures that I'm like, I don't think he would have appreciated that, or she would have appreciated that. Like, it's just all about how people want to feel about themselves about this thing happening. And not a single bit of care is going into how does that person actually feel about? And we're acting as if he's dead. He's not dead. You can go and ask Demar Hamlin if he appreciates this. You could literally, hey, Demar, we know you went through something traumatic. How would you like us as an NFL community, people who cover the league, to honor this in a way that you would appreciate? Or do you just want to kind of just be left alone? Nobody asked him that question. He went on that interview with Gayle King. All Gayle King can ask him is the traumatic, how did your mother feel? How did your sister feel? Do you have a girlfriend? Was she crying? Like, you know, like all these questions. Nobody asked it about him. He the one that almost died. Like, are you worried about dying again? That's the only thing we ask him. At some point, dog, I really hope we realize it's kind of fucking tacky what we're doing right now with Demar, and it's not even in the best interest of him. And then people are going to see this clip and call me an asshole for pointing this out. And in 10 years, they will make a Netflix documentary, and then they will feel like assholes for how they acted in this whole thing. Because I know I'm right about this. This is wrong, how people have been doing Demar. It ain't right by him. I don't think it's had great effects on him. And I think people are going to take it out on him if he has any kind of acting out or disappreciation of all of this. But I'm going to be the asshole for pointing out y'all not asking these questions to him. Like, straight up. Because, hey, how many people have even asked the question I've asked? Like, is this the first time you've heard anybody say anything about this?
Pretty much, yeah.
It shouldn't be. I'm a fucking asshole in a chair. How am I thinking of this before people who work in the NFL? Like, seriously. How am I out here like, how am I, a random fucking Browns YouTuber, thinking of this before anybody who interacts with the Buffalo Bills day to day? How the fuck does that actually happen?
I'm a fucking asshole in a chair. How am I asking?
How am I asking this question? And not them.
Hey, that's real though.
Like, I have no reason to be thinking about this. Like, it doesn't even require that much thought. It just requires the basic human instinct to be like, hey man, how do you feel about this? Like, that's it. That's it. That's all they are. I thought about this for 30 minutes. I'm like, damn, it's weird we don't hear about Demar about this. Like, but there are people who work at Buffalo every day. Like,
it's weird. It's weird, man.
There are people who have had this man on national TV interviews, teams of people who have worked on these interviews. Nobody has thought to ask this.
And even more than just being weird and uncomfortable, man, it's just really unfortunate because it's an opportunity. I think it was actually a very good opportunity to just have a real conversation with him about the trauma of, and just like the experience of doing something that you love to do, you worked your entire life for, worked extremely hard for, to join this fraternity that thousands and thousands and thousands of football players wish they could do. And then it's just been reduced to the worst moment of your life that millions of people witnessed. And we don't even like really know how he feels about it.
How many people, when they see Demar Hamlin, tell them how they felt about Demar Hamlin? Like, how many times has he been stopped at the airport and had to hear how what happened to him traumatized somebody else?
It just feels so insensitive.
Yeah,
it feels because so insensitive.
Think about he was just playing a football game and you telling him how he traumatized America by accident. And like, I know that that's not his fault, But it's hard for people to internalize that kind of thing and not think it's their fault. Like if I'd had something like that happen, I would feel so bad. Like, dog, I was just trying to play ball. I didn't think I would like, but everywhere he goes, every time someone talks to him, every time he gets an award, he's being told, hey man, this is what happened to me when you almost died. And think about how annoying that would be. Seriously. I'm a dude that has decided because 100 people like to post on Twitter to stand up for a week of content. And I thought about this. How the fuck aren't they? Okay, like, serious question. Serious question. That's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. Crazy. Ain't it?
Oh, Lord.
Let's talk about these fraud ass Jaguars.
I was about to say, man, that got kind of serious. We got to talk about something fun again.
That shit got real. Yeah. Let's talk about something that we know ain't real. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay.
There we go. It's time for the jokes.
There are like 4 teams with backup quarterbacks looking at Jacksonville like, yeah, but we watch you. I don't care if Trevor playing. Honestly, I prefer it.
Oh man.
Leave it up to that defense, y'all might have something, but you leave it up to Trevor, we gonna get that. We gonna get that.
They're so bad.
Cole, I want to ask a question first, because legitimately I don't know the answer to this question. Where were you with Trevor Lawrence? Like, were you a big Trevor Lawrence is the next Andrew Luck guy coming out of college? Like, where were you at with him as a prospect? There's no shame in this answer.
I don't even remember. I mean, the guy I was high on in that draft was actually Justin Fields. I'm not even gonna lie, and that's probably a lot of Ohio State bias. I can admit that, but I thought Trevor was gonna be good. Like I thought he was gonna be good. He was the consensus #1 overall pick from like everybody, so I figured he'd be good on some level. But watching him now, man, Jesus, like. I know how you feel about we know how you feel about Trevor at this point, though.
I know how I feel about Trevor.
Why don't you tell the people how you feel about Trevor?
I don't have a problem with Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is a class of quarterback that's streaky, right? He'll have 5 games where you think he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He'll have 5 games where he looked like ass. He's just that. That's just what he is. He's young, and when these kind of quarterbacks are young, we fool ourselves into believing that they're going to figure out the bad stuff and only keep the good stuff, right? Baker Mayfield going to figure out how to fix this. He on, we lived the dream, right? We lived this dream before with the streaky quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick. How many contracts did Ryan Fitzpatrick get with teams that felt like they fixed him? You know what? This is a bad comp because I got to come up with a better one, but this is the first thing that popped in my head. It's kind of like the future of quarterbacks where it's like, I could fix him. Like, he ain't that broken. I could fix him. He's just sad. People haven't treated him right. It's just not been the right situation. But you know what? I see the sensitivity. I see the man I want to see in him. But you can't fix him. He Trevor. And that's...
I just want to point out this is a crazy comparison. This is
not good. This is not good. You know what? Okay. He's Jeff Green. But
still don't like it.
Okay, who's a better version of Jeff Green?
You're talking about somebody you think you could fix.
Ben Simmons?
Nah, because Ben's a whole different thing. Because like the injuries and all that other stuff. So like, yeah.
Who was the dude that they kept trying to give teams to in the NBA?
That's what I'm trying to think of right now. Like we can fix him.
Jaylen Brown? No. All you got to do is learn how to go right or left.
Andrew Wiggins?
Yes, Andrew Wiggins. That is Kolb is 2 for 2 on comps in the NBA. That's a good one. Andrew, highly touted, one of the highly touted basketball prospects. Kind of inconsistent in college, but nobody really cared because he was doing incredible shit, and it was kind of masked up because he was playing with Joel Embiid, and Joel was the better player. Look at them rosters on Clemson. The defense was carrying. But and what they have like 4 defensive linemen on it. I you know what I mean? We understand that in the NFL, if you got a good defensive line, you can get away with a lot on offense. Probably why you got away with so much at Clemson. And they were kind of sneaking out of shit in the ACC. So, yeah, good comp. Andrew Wiggins. Every team that gets Andrew Wiggins is like, man, if we could just get him to make these jumpers consistently. Man, if we could just get him to be more aggressive consistently. Man, if we could just unlock what he did in game 3 more consistently. Man, if we could just get Andrew to do this one thing, he'd beat Kobe. But he not Kobe. He Andrew. And Andrew is inconsistent. Andrew will play good one year, fall off the face of the earth the next. One year you talk about Andrew being a second option, being an all-star starter. Next year you're like, well, you know, it's not bad for a third option. Because that's kind of who Andrew is. He can't be relied upon. And dudes like Trevor are that class of quarterback who, hey, man, you will get fooled into it. Like, hey, you're going to pay that dude. That dude's going to get his money. But at the end of the day, it's going to always be, why can't you do this shit when you supposed to do it, Trevor? He's a car in the movies. You know how cars never start when you need them to start in the movies, like out of convenience? Mm-hmm. That's what Trevor is, right? We about to take the 1 seed. We about to go ahead and do this. All we got to do is beat 4 backup quarterbacks at Baker Mayfield. What happened? Okay. What?
Beat none of them.
The car didn't start. The car did not start.
Hey, man. They literally fumbled the greatest opportunity you had.
They had to win one game.
One game. Couldn't do it.
Couldn't beat the Bengals with no Joe Burrow. Couldn't beat the Browns minus everybody. Who, by the way, the Browns were especially injured that week. Like,
still won.
Still won. And honestly, convincingly won. Like, the scoreboard is much closer than that game actually was. Like, that was a very convincing
Joe don't turn the ball
victory.
over. If they don't turn the ball over, that would have been an ugly win. It'd been an ugly win for this.
If they just don't go into prevent in the last 2 minutes because they know they could do it, they probably lose by 14 still with all the turnovers, right? Like, we know what that was. Then they play Baltimore, actual boss team. Yeah, we saw what happened. Yeah. You stood no chance. We knew it. You're not real. And then you come back around.
They got dog walk even worse by the Baker did it worse than Lamar.
You know why that happens, Cole, in all seriousness? You lose to a wild card team in the Bengals without their starting quarterback. You lose to the best wild card team in the NFL in the Cleveland Browns without a quarterback. You lose to the Baltimore Ravens 3 weeks in a row. You play real competition, and it's obvious you didn't really have a chance to win all but one of those games. If you in that locker room, do you believe anymore?
You can't.
There's no shot you believe. So now you out here playing the Buccaneers, and it's a whole lot of what going on. For who, for what, dog? Like, what the fuck? We gonna make this playoffs and lose in the first round? Man, a lot of scheduling vacations happen, right? A lot of dudes on that team called their girl and said, hey, we could do that all inclusive in January. Go ahead and book it. Go ahead and book it, babe. You know what I mean? Like, hey, go get that. A lot of people were gifting vacations, I'm saying, for Christmas this year because they knew they could book them vacations, dog. It is what it is. They not going to make it that far. They don't believe. Same thing happened to Pittsburgh, right? They dropped them games. They stopped believing. All right. They're going to get that one game boost from Mason Rudolph. Then they're going to lose to Seattle. And then hopefully they beat Baltimore. And then they go 9-8. And they have a quarterback controversy. That's the best scenario for the Browns. But they don't believe anymore. That's the problem. Like, they don't think they're that good anymore. And look, they're going to beat the Panthers. They're going to win that division. But they're cooked. They're cooked. And I know people gonna make all kind of excuses for Trevor Lawrence. We already know, man. We've been through this playbook. Like, what's Trevor Lawrence's labrum gonna be? The ankle? Like, what's his labrum?
What's his labrum gonna be?
Because you know they about to give him a labrum. Like, what's his labrum gonna be? People in the chat, like, what's gonna be the labrum? Is it gonna be the offensive line? Is it gonna be the play caller? Like, who they gonna blame for this? Is it gonna be his ankle? Where is he gonna have an undefined surgery for? Like, so we can be like, oh, see, it wasn't Trevor.
You know what's funny? My homie JP Acosta, who works at SB Nation with me. I was like, I went in Slack. I was like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I think Trevor might stink. He was like, I don't care what anybody say. I believe he's concussed.
Gotta get a labrum. Gotta find a labrum.
Man, he
gotta find a labrum.
I don't know, man. He might just stink.
He doesn't stink. He's just gonna be this. He's always gonna be this. He's Josh Allen light. All the inconsistency of Josh Allen, less of the flavor.
You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. I think that's disrespectful to Josh. I really do.
No. I'm not saying he's Josh Allen. I'm just saying, like, you know how Josh be on some bullshit sometimes? It's like the Coke Zero to Josh Allen's Coke. Like,
honestly, people may think I'm crazy. I compare him to Baker before I compare him to Josh. Honestly.
Well, Baker's in that same class of like, yeah, you could have a Josh Allen-like experience, right? It's like when you can't get the name brand version, but you go on Amazon and buy the dupe. Like, that's the Josh Allen dupe right there, is the Baker Mayfield / Trevor Lawrence experience. If you want something similar at very low prices, that's who you go to, right? You know, they are the Roku TV of quarterbacks. Like, you can't get an Apple TV. Huh?
Ain't no wrong with that Roku TV.
Hey, yeah, you know what I mean? It works. It works. Hey, it don't always work the best, you know? But it works. They are the Roku TV experience. Sometimes that Roku working and you use your voice to text, and you're like, hey, this is a good product that I got here. What a great deal. And you cooking it, and then sometimes you be tapping that Roku remote, trying to get the volume to come on, and it pop up 3 different things, and you want to kill your TV. Okay? And that is the Roku experience. And tell me that's not like having Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. And honestly, just Trevor Lawrence. Baker Mayfield shouldn't be thrown into this. He's been playing good. Okay.
That's what I'm about to say. We might be disrespecting Baker.
Yeah, that's the Trevor Lawrence experience. Like, Baker Mayfield's a fire stick. Like, you know what I mean? It's a little bit better. Like, the lows aren't as bad. The highs aren't as high. But hey, a little bit more consistent of an experience that you get there with the fire stick. Nah, man, he the Roku, man. He the Roku. You wanted an Apple TV. You got you a Roku. Okay, you wanted an NVIDIA Shield, you got a Roku, because that's what comes with the TV. That's what the Jags are. They don't understand that they got a Roku at quarterback, and that, hey man, in 2 years, don't be shocked. They try to trade for somebody, like. Because they go, sooner or later, they're going to realize this, dog. We can't live like this. That Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry's evaluation of Baker Mayfield was not about the fact that Baker Mayfield wasn't capable of playing good. It was the fact that they could not trust him to play good. Like, they could not build a roster and be like, all right, Baker, all you got to do is be this, and we're going to be all right. They could never trust that with Baker Mayfield. They were always on pins and needles, and they got tired of it. People get tired of this kind of shit, man. Like, look, they're going to build a roster around him. They're going to put all this investment around him, and he's going to have a bad season after he has a good one, and somebody's going to get fired. You just can't build around that level of inconsistency, no matter how high or how bright those flashes are. Speaking of bright flashes, man, let's show some love to Baker Mayfield. People think we actually hate Baker Mayfield. People think you actually hate Baker Mayfield. Let me rephrase.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And then since I'm associated with you, now I hate Baker Mayfield. Like, even though people thought that before I was associated with you, right? Like, it'll be fair. Oh boy, did I send some tweets. Like, did I send some tweets to the Baker Mayfield stand-up? because y'all are annoying. And I would never, ever give Baker Mayfield praise without letting y'all know that I still don't like y'all Baker stance. Like, I am fine enough with Baker Mayfield, but Baker stance, y'all can go to hell. But
let me get this one.
Go ahead. Cook on it.
Let me start this one. Baker's playing well. I want to repeat that for people. Look into the camera.
Oh no, he doing the Stephen A.
Baker Mayfield is playing well. He's playing very well.
No, don't do the Stephen A.
However,
go on.
I would like to point out. I'd just like to point out one thing, just a couple things.
We don't need to know what kind of teams he playing.
No. Let's talk about it. And this is why we're going to talk about it. It has nothing to do with Baker. Baker been minding his business. Yeah. Baker been handling his business.
I know.
And it got nothing to do with him.
He got 8 touchdowns, no interceptions his last 3 games, man. He playing
I'm
well.
happy for him. That's beautiful.
He's playing great.
You know who I can't stand? I can't stand these motherfuckers that always got to talk about the Browns. When they talk about Baker Mayfield, I bet the Browns wish they had Baker. No, the fuck we don't. Yeah. We're fine. We are 10-5. They are 8-7. Let's talk about something else. They beat one team over 500 so far this season. And that team was the team they just beat, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who we know at this point.
They're not a real over 500 team. Yeah.
Yep. They're not good. Every time he's played a good defense, he's played like trash. And that was the entire point.
Jaguars also have the 30th ranked pass defense in the NFL. And I'm pretty sure it's gone down in the last few weeks.
Oh, look at that. That's why the Browns got rid of him. If he has to play a real defense, he gonna look like Baker. And that's what it is. But this is the thing, though. I've never really had a problem with that. I know who Baker is. I let that go. My issue has always been this. What's frustrated me to no end is people pretending like they don't know what happened when he was here. You know what I'm saying? That's what pisses me off. Baker's not here because of Baker. That's why Baker's not here. That's why he's not here. He wasn't good enough when he was in Cleveland. He rubbed everybody the wrong way when he was here. They got sick of it. They got tired of it. They let him go. And this is the most important part that people never talk about. It was the correct decision to let him leave.
Yeah, they have a significantly higher record after Baker Mayfield than they had during Baker Mayfield. It's also another thing to factor in. Yes. The Browns, I believe, are they went 7-10 last year. They already have 10. So they're 17-15. And I believe they were 1 game below 500 in Baker Mayfield total run here in Cleveland. So they are a better franchise post Baker Mayfield than with Baker Mayfield. And
also
this goes back to.
Also want to point out, most wins against 500 teams in the league without Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's beat one over 500 team when he's with 10 years old, who also play in the worst division in football. Meanwhile, we play in the best.
Yes.
I don't know.
I just get so tired of people's desire to hang on to these LOL Browns jokes. And it's they're 10-5. They're arguably the best defense in football, and they have a legit chance to win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. This shit is not, the jokes are not joking anymore. It's not funny. Oh yeah, look at the Browns. Hey, look at the Browns. We whipping everybody ass right now with a backup. We don't give a fuck about Baker Mayfield right now. I don't understand why people continue to juxtapose us when we are clearly, you know what it's like? It's like if you moved on from somebody and you found your partner and you got married and you good, and then that person finds somebody and then you hear all these people talk about I bet he wants you back now. This and that. Nah, I'm straight. I'm pretty happy. I am extremely happy with the decisions that I have made that have led me to this point and have led me away from you. But I am happy for you though. I'm glad you found it.
It's not even about being happy without the other person. I am literally doing better than I was when I was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, they found better fits. Like, that's what it was. Baker was just not a good cultural fit for what the Browns wanted to build. They made that decision. And let's also be honest about something. The way Baker Mayfield handled that decision reinforced that decision, right? Because they wanted somebody who could they wanted somebody who could be like Joe Flacco, right? Like, they wanted somebody who, we'll see how Deshaun handles this, but if Joe Flacco stays back, in all seriousness, right? If I expect Deshaun to handle that situation maturely and professionally on the field, in the building. I ain't got no trust in that man outside of that. Like, I'm not about to flake my flag to that man as a human, but as a football player, okay, whatever. I think he'll handle that maturely, professionally, and not be kicking and screaming and be sitting out and doing all this bullshit. That's really not how he's ever gotten down on the field, in the building.
Crazy qualifiers.
I mean, we have to. It's a crazy situation that we have at quarterback right now. Like, on the field, in the building, I really don't have that. And here's the thing that people don't ask themselves. Hey, man, if Baker Mayfield had went out for the year, he was a Cleveland Browns quarterback, and Joe Flacco was doing what he was doing, how do you think Baker handling that?
Oh, Baker would have handled this terribly. Whatever the worst case scenario for handling this is, that's what Baker would have done. 100%.
And again, not trying to say Baker Mayfield's an asshole or a brat or anything like that. But what I am saying is, this is not the right fit for Baker Mayfield, right? The right fit for Baker Mayfield is where he could go somewhere, be the starter, not have to worry about that, and just be comfortable and live his best life. Where he's not going to have the most comfort is in an organization like Cleveland, where we're business-like. Straight up. Hey, if they can find an upgrade to Amari Cooper, if Devontae Adams could be gotten a trade, hey, we love you, Amari, but we're going to ship you for Devontae Adams in the 3rd round pick. Like, they will do this shit tomorrow. Right? Like,
I ain't gonna lie. Andrew Berry would probably try to get them both. That's neither.
Yeah, Andrew would try to get them both, but if it came down to one or the other, hey, look, man, hey, well, he's Devontae. Like, he's younger, he's better. Like, he's going to take him. And that's the thing. The Browns kind of move in a really low-key, kind of cold, but professional way. Hey, we are always looking for upgrades, is Andrew Berry's thing. We are always looking for ways. Hey, Kay York, we invested in you 2 years. Second, we got a whiff of Dustin Hopkins, got his ass the fuck up out of here, right? Like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Look, let Joe Bitonio have a bad year. We ain't about to be waiting that shit out on sympathy. He's going to be replaced the next week. Like, they will draft somebody. They're going to draft somebody to replace Joe Bitonio like a year or two. Ain't about sympathy with them, right? The Browns operate in a way that's like, hey, man, we going to make these moves. If there's an upgrade available, we going to make it. Okay, Jadeveon Clowney, you don't want to be here? Bye. We'll go ahead and bring in Zadarius. This is how the Browns operate. And if you're the quarterback in that environment and you know you're always being evaluated, you have to be in a situation where you're comfortable with that. Baker Mayfield is not somebody who's comfortable with that. He did not fit the culture of this organization, so he had to go somewhere else to thrive. The Browns found people who were comfortable with that, like a Joe Flacco, you would think Deshaun Watson, and everybody else in between, who understand it's a business, this is how we do things. Hey, DTR, we believe in you. You're a rookie. We think you could start. We think you could be the backup behind Deshaun. But also, Joe's playing well, so you're not starting no more. like,
let's be clear.
Kevin,
let's be clear about something too. Let's be clear about something else too. Very clear about something. If Deshaun starts next year and it don't look the way it's supposed to look, let me tell you something,
brother.
I don't know. Gonna fix that,
brother. He's probably still like. Look, he traded for Deshaun Watson, got him in the building, and then a year later, regardless of how he feels about Deshaun Watson, he's like, all right, so who's going to be next after Deshaun? Because that's how he moves, right? Because he knows, hey, eventually Deshaun's going to get old, whether he plays good or not. I got to have a plan B. I have a plan C. This is how the Browns, the reason they can live through this many injuries is because they built this team in a way to be like, well, we got a plan for that. 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 Oh, we're going to do this in 2 years once this contract get up. We're going to do this and that. They're very methodical and kind of cold-blooded with it. But hey, they bring winning football to the city. So,
we are fine. Andrew Berry, if you are listening, we are fine with it. We do not care. Keep doing what you're doing.
But that's how they kind of get down. Baker didn't get down with that. Baker he got drafted by John Dorsey. John Dorsey's more of the, we going to believe in you and bring it. This is what I did with Tyreek and everything else. And we going to walk with you through. Nah, man, Perrion Winfrey got arrested. We got it. All right, bye. Bye. Let Deshaun have one more like off the field issue. He's gone, dog. And we getting that money back. Done. Like they're not playing. They're not playing around with this kind of shit no more. Like, this is not the old Browns where we would like play around with your temper tantrum and let you throw a fit. John Johnson threw a fit. He's gone. Davion Clowney threw a fit. He's gone. All these dudes who thought like we don't play these games anymore. But Baker wanted to play those games. And he's somewhere where he could play those games. And like, it's not going to be a big deal. And it's a better fit for him. That's why I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? We've all had friends that at a certain point of our life, we kicked it with. And then we got to a certain part of our life where we're like, you know what? We just can't kick it like that no more. I'm trying to achieve different things than you are. And you got to just go your separate ways. But when you see the man do something positive on Instagram, you can still like, hey, in the comment section, gas him up a little bit. But you don't need to be there for the celebration. We understand this happens. That's what Baker Mayfield at. He's the homeboy. I like his post on Instagram. It's like, yeah, all right, Bake. Cook, Bake. Let him know. And you still not invited to my birthday.
Understand this. I need people to understand this. Let us just appreciate what Baker is doing and stop trying to make that about the Cleveland Browns.
Stop trying to make everything about how it could be bad for the Cleveland Browns. Like even Joe Flacco's success, we're like, well, what does this mean for Deshaun Watson? I don't fucking know. We'll find that out next year. Like, I don't care. He's not playing for the rest of the year. Like, people are so obsessed with trying to find an angle to make this bad for the Browns when they're 10-5 on 4 different quarterbacks with 30% of their roster on injured reserve. Like, they can't just be like, man, what a story. No, they got to dig it. Like, how is this bad? How are they going to stink next year? How can I get away? People are going to predict this team no matter what they do. They could win the Super Bowl. They could get to the AFC Championship game. People still going to predict this team in June to go 7-10. They're going to find a fucking way, Cole. They're going to do it because they always do it because they're addicted to doing it because they know one move, which is LOL Browns. And when that move don't exist no more, they don't know what to go to. And I'm sitting here like the Clippers are in the NFL. Just make jokes about that's what we've pivoted to. We've gone from sometimes LOL Browns said, nah, Clippers. Let's talk about them Clippers. Jaguars. Let's get them Jaguars on here. We pivoted. We know who the next ones are.
Dog, there's so many other teams in the AFC you could make fun of right now. You can make fun of the Jets. You can make fun of the Chargers. You can make fun of the Jaguars. Who else stinks?
Bears.
You know who you can make fun of? They're not in the AFC.
Oh, in the AFC?
But you know who the team you should probably be making fun of
the
in
Patriots?
Our division? No.
The Steelers?
Division, you should be making fun of the Steelers. That's who you should be making fun of.
No. We still got to get these Browns jokes off. It's like they got these Browns jokes on layaway. They still got to pay this shit off. It's like no matter what happens with the Browns, they got to find a way to make it funny when they're not even funny to begin with.
The Steelers are starting Kenny Pickett. There were people who get paid to talk about sports that said Kenny Pickett was going to be better than Deshaun Watson. It's going to be. Some people even say he might be the second best quarterback in the division. Kenny Pickett.
Ain't even the second best quarterback on the Browns' fucking depth chart.
He's not the second best.
He's not even the second best quarterback on his team.
He's the worst quarterback on his team. You know what? I'll be fair. He's probably better than Mitch Trubisky because he don't turn the ball over as much. So he's probably better than Mitch. Actually, no. Mitch from Ohio.
I'm about to say Mitch can scoot though.
Yeah. Mitch,
Mitch
better.
got more
Mitch
arm
better.
talent. But
Neither,
they didn't
Mason
win with
Rudolph. Mason Rudolph probably better than both of them. Definitely better than both of them. That says a lot.
Mitch. That's bad because we already know. We already know.
I mean, he got the Bengals, you know what I'm saying? He whooped the Bengals. You feel me?
Yeah, they was due for one though. And they fans was getting a little outrageous. You know, for a fan base of Bengal fans that thought the season was over 2 weeks ago, they was out here talking all kind of cash money shit for no reason. Talking about the Browns, bringing up the Browns. Like, oh, yeah, Kevin ain't even impressive. I mean, we lost Joe Burrow. They only lost their whole offense. Like, shut up, Bengal fans. Like, you just now got more than 30,000 fans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just now gained the ability to fill that stadium, and you out here talking shit. You know what I mean? Get out of here. Get out of here, Cincinnati fans. You see that they might have SummerSlam in Cleveland?
I seen that.
Man. I hope Joe Burrow can be healthy by that point because they need to book him in a match versus somebody so he can finally get a win in that stadium because they ain't never happening on game day. So Joe Burrow, find a way to get on that card. You know where they ain't never gonna have SummerSlam at? I promise you that. No one come to that off-brand ass city. Like, they are like the Wrangler jeans of Ohio. Like,
bro, when I try to explain to people, I was like, the Cincinnati Bengals are the third most important football team in Ohio. I'm not joking.
Are we sure they're above like the Crew?
I'm just talking about football teams.
Are they a football team?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I just had to piss you off.
I know. We get one a video.
Hey, hold on, wait. I think more people might care about basketball football. This is.
Are we talking? We including high school? Because we include high school. More people care about St. Ed's care about Cincinnati.
Well, hold on. What's the one school that plays at the Hall of Fame Stadium? Is it Canton? Fuck, G. Bush went there. Yeah, Canton McKinley.
More people care about Glenville than care about the Bengals?
See, I don't know if Glenville got a big fan base because I've never seen a Glenville home game. Like, I feel like
St. Ed's got a real fan base.
Yeah, I feel like people know of Glenville. Like, Glenville's kind of like how people was acting about HBCUs when Deion was coaching at Jackson's. Like, yeah, I appreciate Glenville. I wear the Glenville t-shirt, but like, I ain't never see these at a Glenville game. Where Glenville play? Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm pretty sure there are people who went to Glenville that are Glenville fans and that they have a good fan base of people who went to Glenville. But like, I don't know if somebody coming from Lodi to watch the Tar Blooders play football, it might not have that kind of reach, but it is a more powerful national brand.
Oh man, nobody care about the Bengals, man. Nobody care about the Bengals, man.
Honestly, hey man, watch out. University of Cincinnati is a Big 12 team now.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. They've been to a playoff. Like, but yeah, we just like making fun of the Bengals, man. We don't even really be all that scared of them. Like, Bengal fans swear they want us to be scared of them. It's like, we just think it's funny when y'all be doing shit. Like, we don't really even we get mad at Steeler fans.
Yeah, we do. Like, we genuinely dislike Steelers.
We get mad at Steeler fans. Bengal fans who are obnoxious, we just like to keep around because they're like, hey man, y'all see this motherfucker? Like,
it's just, and they also die on the dumbest hills in every argument. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, it's real funny because you could get them to like act, you could get them to try to talk about division championships as if they're like Super Bowls, right? Like they're like, yeah, but you have no division championships. And it's like, okay, like, don't nobody give a fuck about that. Like, how many division championships does Pat Mahomes have? That's not a Hall of Fame fucking thing. Nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody care. Yeah, let me tell you something. The Browns can win this division. All that means to me is we playing at home. Like, that's the only. I give a fuck about the t-shirt. Like, ooh, I'm not about to buy no t-shirt and hat for this. You about to get to the AFC champion, the AFC North champion, 2023 hat. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying that shit.
Oh, what's that tweet I saw? It's like it's hilarious to me that Bengals fans are more unbearable after losing a Super Bowl than Ravens and Steelers fans have been after winning. So and that summed it up perfectly for me. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Got all high up. They got all high up just to get their ass slapped in front of, as they say, the hoes on national TV by Mason Rudolph and them. Had them singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer while they whipping your ass, and you out here like, you must take us seriously. Speaking of things that aren't being taken seriously anymore, man. So the NBA, dog, they're just cooked on this whole Christmas Day thing, right? Like, that's just not happening no more.
Yeah, we don't care anymore. We don't care anymore.
It's so cold, dog.
No, we don't care anymore. I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to do this thing where we pretend like the NBA matters more than the NFL in America. It doesn't.
No, it's not even close.
It don't. Like, I love the Lakers. I will be fully paying attention to the Lakers after football season is over. But right now, I am worried about the Cleveland Browns. That is it. That's it.
Here's something. It don't even gotta be meaningful football. Cole, you could put on a Christmas Day game and then somehow you could be like, hey, also playing while this Christmas Day basketball game is going on will be Caleb Williams' preseason debut with the whatever the fuck. Caleb Williams and Marvin Harris's preseason debut with the Chicago Bears. They gonna play one quarter, commercial free, and we watching that. We watching that. We tweeting about that. Then we checking what the score gonna be at the thing. We might even be like, hey, I wonder how Justin Fields looks like if he gets some snaps with Marvin. Like,
bro, it's so
don't
bad.
Don't let them make like Caleb Williams wait to the fourth quarter to play. Like, then we just go watch a whole fucking preseason game over this. It's so insane. But hey, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't even have to think about that shit.
Bro, it's so bad. It could be a preseason game, and Caleb and Marvin could go out after the first quarter, and that second quarter, you notice, people gonna be like, well, we did draft this D tackle in the third round. I wonder what he can.
They had the Lakers and the Celtics on. That's the best they got. That is literally, the NBA can't throw anything up. Lakers, LeBron, Celtics, best team in the NBA. They couldn't. Not a single. Everybody was worried about what Pat Mahomes was going to do against Max Crosby. People tuned in for that.
I was cheering for Antonio Pierce. It's like, man, he deserved his job. He deserved his job, man.
Yeah, because we find ways for football. Like, anytime you hear someone say, look, I just can't find a reason to care about basketball, because you don't want it enough, right? If you want it enough, you can find something to root for. You can. We watched that game and found somebody to root for. Antonio Pierce. We don't give a damn about Antonio Pierce in the long run. Antonio Pierce can get fired halfway through next season and we be like, yeah, that's why you don't hire the interim guy. Like we didn't advocate for this. We don't give a damn, actually. But you know what? We're going to talk ourselves into it. Why? Because they playing football. Like, they are playing football, and at the end of the day, we are watching them play football. That's it. Especially that you put the NFL logos on it, we watching it. It's
really that simple.
Out here watching Russ and the fucking Patriots. You knew the NFL put that on Christmas Eve to be like, go home. Go home. Be with your family. Love your children. You don't have to watch that game. And we was like, nah, fuck that. We watching.
And it was a good game.
we was watching that shit. That's how every game, bro. Every game. We be out here talking all kind of shit about how we not gonna watch this Thursday night game, how the slate is trash, is nothing I want to see. And what do we end up doing? We end up watching the fucking Bears play the Panthers. That's what we end up doing, dog. Like we watching it, dog. On a Thursday. I bet LeBron was playing. We was like, fuck that. We not watching LeBron put up 40. We gonna watch Bryce Young and whatever that Tyler Badgett play against each other on a Thursday night, and we gonna complain the whole time about how this is ass. But you know what we not about to do? Switch on commercials because it's too much work when you on Amazon Prime. So we about to sit here and watch the whole fucking thing. Okay, like
you know what the craziest part is? You know what the craziest part is? Brown probably wish he was watching that fucking game. Like, he's like, man, we over here. Please, like, man, we over here playing the fucking Rockets. I could be watching the game.
I bet he is. I bet he is. You think he ain't got an iPad on there? Hey, Bronny, send out that Flacco tweet. Flacco, shout. Like,
oh man.
Yes. I'm sorry, ABA. Y'all got Manifest Destiny, Trail of Tears off that Christmas. Y'all might as well not put shit on there no more. If it's on the weekend, like, hey man, if you catch the NFL slipping on like a Thursday, or not a Thursday, you got to catch the NFL slipping on like, okay, it's a Friday, we could put some games on. Or hey, it's Tuesday. Ain't no fucking way they put a game on Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, you get Christmas Day on those, all yours for now. Right? Because I don't think you could technically put a game on a Tuesday or Wednesday, given the collective bargaining agreement. But I don't know, man. That next CBA in 10 years, they might work that Christmas Day in there just like they work Thanksgiving. But Thanksgiving, one of them holidays, is always on a Thursday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see. They might watch the NFL negotiate with Christmas, be like, hey, it's no longer the 25th. It's the first Saturday. It's the fourth Saturday of the month. Like, watch the NFL negotiate Christmas. Like, nah, this Christmas.
People gonna be like, I'm all right with that. That sounds good.
Like, all right, well, the NFL need it? All right, yeah, we're gonna give Christmas to the NFL. We're gonna give that to the NFL. So we're gonna celebrate. Okay. It works better if it's on the weekend, to be honest with you. Why them negotiate that shit? Like, yeah, this don't work right for us. We can't play games on Tuesdays. So we're gonna need Christmas to be every Saturday. Or Sunday if it feels better to you. Like, they'll give you the choice between Saturday and Sunday, you know, between the Christmas committee and the NFL. But they moving that holiday, I'm telling you.
Hey, I can't wait to I cannot wait till the ratings for Christmas Day come out, the NFL and the NBA ratings. That's gonna be funny.
Dog, it was so sad seeing what they did to college football, because a New Year's Eve is on a Saturday, on a Sunday?
I think so.
Yeah.
Double check. Man. Yeah, that's gonna be funny.
New Year's Eve is on a Sunday. Hey, all them bowl games are on the 30th. All them bowl games are on the 30th.
They're not playing.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man. Remember that issue they had last year with the Rose Bowl? Because the Rose Bowl was like, nah, we playing on Sunday. We playing on New Year's Day. And the NFL was like, no, the fuck you not. We will play in the Rose Bowl on Sunday just because we fucking feel like it. Like, the NFL will do that shit. Like, yeah, we just gonna play in the Rose Bowl.
We know who tuning in.
Yeah, we know. And you know what? We ain't even about to put the LA team. We got the Raiders versus San Fran in the fucking Rose Bowl. You gonna watch it? And you know what? I would 1000% watch that. Yes. They be out there like, save our Rose Bowl. Get the fuck out the way. The Raiders playing. It's rough.
Don't let the Raiders be good. Don't let the Raiders be good either.
Hey, man. In LA?
Ooh. Save our Rose Bowl. If you don't shut the fuck up.
Bro, Raider fans about to be in there lit. Okay, lit. About to be all kind of noise complaints in Pasadena. Like, let me tell you something, dog. The best thing they did for the Raiders was moving to the Las Vegas area. Because let me tell you something. Those dudes from LA that you see in Raiders jerseys, they are making that drive to Las Vegas. You know how I know this? Because I knew so many Raider fans in LA that drove 8 hours to fucking Oakland to watch the Raiders play. Like, vans of them. Talk about this is a pilgrimage I've been doing my whole life. And all you did by moving the team to Las Vegas was cut 4 hours off that drive.
Man.
And you in Vegas? You know how much Los Angeles people love Las Vegas? Like, it is. You know how people in Cleveland love Kalahari? Mm-hmm. Imagine that times 300. That's how people in LA feel about Vegas. Like, it's their Kalahari. Okay? Dog, they can't wait for an excuse to go to Las Vegas. I remember I was working at Target and this dude was like, hey man, you want to go to Vegas? I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. He just wanted to go to Vegas because he need 4 people to split the gas. Like, they love going to Vegas out there in LA, dog. Like, not like people who move to LA and transplant it. No. Los Angelinos. Like, the people who live in LA proper, them dudes, they go into Las Vegas every weekend and they're excited because instead of a 16-hour round trip, it's only 8. And let me tell you, so the Raiders games be lit, don't they? They don't have the same problem the Clippers have. Okay.
It's different problems. It's different problems.
They don't even have the same problems. The Rams won a championship and don't nobody give a fuck. We like, nah, we'd rather watch Aiden McConnell and the Raiders. We'd rather do that, drive 4 hours to Las Vegas every weekend to watch them play football than to get on the 10 and get 45 minutes down the road to SoFi to watch them sorry ass Rams play. Like, they don't care. They don't care about none of that shit. But the Raiders.
To be fair though, the Raiders are one of those franchises that when they're actually good, I feel like it's good for the NFL.
Yes, because people actually care about the Raiders.
The Browns are the same way. When the Browns are good, it's good for them.
Browns, Packers, Pittsburgh,
Raiders,
Green Bay, 49ers, Dallas, Jets. People care about the Jets. Yeah. They don't really care that much about the Giants. Yeah, but they care about the Jets. Detroit. And that's pretty much it, right? Well, maybe the Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah, I thought the Bears in there. The Bears.
But
like Minnesota, don't nobody care about that. All the other teams in California, nobody give a fuck about any though. The Seahawks, like people in Seattle care about the Seahawks. Nobody really cares about the Seahawks outside of Seattle though.
The Broncos?
Nah, like people in Denver care about them. But like we ain't like the league's better when the Broncos are good. Like it don't feel that way. Like we just like, the Broncos are good. Cool. Who gives a fuck? Like the Texans.
Are the Chiefs what? Are the Chiefs what?
The Chiefs are another one where like if they good, they good. But if they not, nobody really care. Like they just never been, we just don't think about them all like that. Like it's the Cowboys in Texas. There's nobody else there. And then what? The Saints, nah, they're not like that. None of the Florida teams.
I was about to say, I don't feel that way about the Dolphins.
Carolina, no.
About the Jags.
Atlanta, no. Tennessee, no. Cincinnati, no. The Colts, no. The Eagles, kind of, because we just like seeing crazy Eagle fans.
The Eagles matter.
Yeah, the Eagles. I throw the Eagles in there.
The Eagles matter.
That's about it.
Do all the NFC East, except the Giants, like the Commanders? Do we feel that way?
But they changed the name to the Commanders, and like it was the right thing to do, but also kind of took a lot of the sting out of the history of that franchise and Dan Snyder. Like I feel like they killed it. Like there was a time, but they killed it. It's done. Like Dan Snyder, like 4 different changes of names. The allure is done. It's just not. It's just gone. There are 11 teams that actually matter in the NFL. Same thing's true in college football, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
There are like 11 schools that actually matter if they're good, right? But like everybody else is just a cute story. But yeah, Browns are in there. Yeah, we got 11 teams. 11 teams. Yeah, people nationally care about Detroit. Like when Detroit's good, it's a national story. When Cleveland's good, it's a national story. When any of these teams are good, it's a big old fucking deal. But hey, NBA lost Christmas. That's how I don't know how the fuck we got here. NBA lost Christmas.
Oh man.
All right. Let's talk about the next subject on here. And I'm trying to mark these things so I can have clips go out. Hey man, Pat Mahomes got to request a trade. I'm gonna be the first one to say it, but fuck it. Pat Mahomes, you gotta at least act like you want to get out of there. Because this is egregious what we watching here, man. This is just crazy. They got your best wide receiver is 34 years old. And honestly, he looked like he want to leave too. Hey, Tom had to go to Tampa. Like, Tom had to put his foot down at some point. When Tom was out there throwing to some bullshit, when they had him out here like, yeah, man, here's Brandon Cooks in his one down year. Like, that's when Tom was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to Tampa. Like, nah. They got you out here throwing to Marquez Valdez-Scantling and just guys. I'll be like, oh, who's number 85? That guy's new. What happened to the Watson guy? Remember that? They had the Watson guy there.
This really what we doing? Hold on, man. I disagree with this. He don't have that right to ask for no trade. Absolutely not.
Oh, it ain't about having the right. It's about having the audacity.
One down year, and you gonna try to get out of there? Come on, bro. No, he needs to do some suffering. That's what he needs. He needs to do some suffering.
How many years did Kobe suffer?
Like 2 or 3.
And you know what? I bet if you could ask Kobe would tell you it should have just been one. It should have just been one. I should have said something earlier. All right. You know how I know this? Because he's going on record being like, yeah, I needed to say something earlier, but I wasn't really trying to put my foot down like that, the whole Shaq thing. Like, nah, he was not out here like, I need to struggle for the grind of things. No, fuck that. You think LeBron about to be out here with this bullshit for more than a year?
Oh, I'm sure he don't want to struggle. I'm sure he don't want to struggle. But what I'm saying is he needs to struggle. He deserves this. Everybody got to go through their down years. He no different. He is no different. It's your time to suffer now, Pat. It's your time to suffer.
Hey, LeBron had to carry that 2018 Cavs team to the finals. He was out of there next year, dog. Like, hey, Pat, request that trade. I'm not saying you got to get out of there, but I do say, you gotta make him think you might want to go. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta.
Did he sign like a 10-year contract?
Hey man, no contracts longer than 3 years in the NFL. We all know this. Like, no contracts longer than 3 years. I don't care how long it say it is. Every contract is a 3-year deal. Even Deshaun Watson's deal, right? We get to year 3 and we ain't feeling that shit. Hey dog, don't be surprised. All right, like. There's no such thing as a 5-year deal, a 10-year deal in the NFL. They are all 3-year deals.
He said, don't be surprised.
Would you be surprised? Let Deshaun come out here and regress next year. And the team wins like 6 games or some shit like that. Oh, yes. Deshaun, we're going to work something out. Like, they'll figure out something.
Oh, shit.
We're going to package you with the 3rd round pick and just get you the fuck out of here, buddy. Like they can move at any time, right? Like, and that's the thing. Pat need to understand his leverage. His leverage is, I can decide I don't want to be here. You think they're going to take Pat seriously when he walk into the office and say that, though?
No.
Hey guys, I'm tired of this bullshit. You know, I don't got nobody to
I knew it was coming.
I ain't got nobody to. It's all on me. It's not fair. Get me the fuck out of here. Come get me. Like, come get me out of here, man. Y'all playing in my face.
I know you've been waiting to do this. It's pissed me off.
They really playing in his face right now, man. Come on. He don't need it. Wait, what more does he already suffered? Remember that Super Bowl we had to watch in 2020?
Oh, yeah.
When they done put this man through enough. All right. The fact that they have two rings, the fact that they have 2 rings is not a reflection of the greatness of the Kansas City Chiefs organization. I'm sorry. It's a reflection of the greatness of Pat Mahomes. Because you know what? They got that first ring. And that was like, okay, yeah, the team's good. Then they sucked that man out there without an offensive line for how many years, Cole? He still ain't got a fucking offensive line. We watched that man have to throw a football sideways because his offensive line was that bad. And we are legitimately out here like, man, he had a better offensive line than we thought in 2019 because this just ain't it. It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse.
I hear you. I do.
Nah, he done did his too. He did his too. When he had to throw that football sideways, that was year 1. That was year 1 of the struggle. You could tell it's year 2 for him too, because look, he's not really quiet about this anymore.
Hey, they having meltdowns on the side. Him and Travis Kelce were having meltdowns during that Raiders game. They was going through it.
Dog.
I know they were like, the Raiders? The Raiders?
Got that man out here losing in front of his girlfriend.
We getting our ass whooped by the Raiders and Aiden O'Connell.
It wasn't even close.
I don't even think Aiden O'Connell completed a pass in the second half.
Got people out here talking crazy about me because you can't get to the fucking ball. Nah, man. Nah, they playing in his face. Yeah, I know you want Pat Mahomes to suffer simply so the Browns can have an open AFC window for the next couple of years. I see through it, Cole. You try to get a free window in. Yeah, I understand. But nah, you know what can open up that window even better? If Pat got traded to the fucking NFC. All right? Yay. Hey. Request that trade, brother. See, you're not thinking like me right now. You know, request that trade, Pat. Request that trade. They are playing in your face out here. We gonna get you a solution. He out here begging for Mecole Hardman to come back. You know how fucking sad that is?
They'll draft some receivers. He'll be all right.
No, they're not. They've been drafting wide receivers this whole time, Cole. They've been ass. What you think Rashee Rice is? That was the solution, Rashee Rice. You know who was the solution before that? Sky Moore. I ain't heard of Sky Moore all years. He hurt.
I don't know. Like I said, they'll be all right. I ain't worried about that.
It's crazy. Crazy. It's crazy. Okay. He ain't got nothing left. They be drafting these dudes. These dudes don't be good that they be drafted. They can't sign nobody. And the dudes that they sign be ass. All right. They have tried, Cole. That's the problem. Here's the problem. For real. They've tried. These are the solutions. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is the solution.
It's so bad.
Kadarius Toney, Cole, is the solution.
Those two have legitimately lost them 2 games. Just those two alone have lost.
Rashee Rice is the solution.
And Rashee Rice is is easily the best of the
And he can't catch the fucking ball either. Like, they all suck. And they don't suck because you ain't tried. They suck because you have tried and you can't pick them. Should have been drafted to a real team like Cleveland. Imagine him with Andrew Berry. Imagine him with Andrew Berry right now. Like, come on. Imagine him throwing to Amari Cooper.
And David Njoku.
David Njoku would be dating Taylor Swift, and that would be a very, very different phenomenon. Simply because David Njoku is one of the few people I know that can date the most famous woman in the world and still think it's still about David. Like, don't let him go on no podcast.
Hey, why you put that on that man like that?
Hold on, let me mute. I know some things that I cannot let go. But Pat Mahomes need to get out of there, man. Pat Mahomes, hey, look at me, Pat. Request that trade. Request that trade. Drop it all. Hey, say I want an extension, I want a restructure, or I want out of here. You either go give me my money for this pain, or you gonna get me out of here. Because you know what? Kobe got paid for this, right? Kobe wasn't out there passing the Smush Parker for free. They got you on a team-friendly deal with this bullshit. Like, you signed a team-friendly deal for this shit. That's the thing. That's the thing. He signed a team-friendly deal for this, Cole. Imagine you sacrifice some of your money so you could bring in MVS. You know how mad I be?
No,
Travis Kelce took less money to have these bums on the fucking roster. That's why he throwing the helmet. I'm like, y'all costing me bread. And your ass. Ain't no fucking way, dog. What?
Yeah, some gotta give. I ain't need my money, but we gotta fix it.
I signed a 10-year deal to keep guys like Tyreek Hill. Y'all ain't do that? Hey, get me out of here, dog. Imagine if Kobe took less money to keep Shaq. And then Shaq still got traded. Oh, get me out of here. Get me out of here, Dr. Bus. Like, get me out of here, dog. I'm done. I would be done. They're going to ask me to run the show now. And then when we don't win, they talk about me. They talk about me. Oh, has Pat regressed? Was he never that good to begin with? Was he always a piece of the things around him? They talk about this man's legacy. You already know. When Travis Kelce didn't get that play called, he was talking about Travis Kelce's Hall of Fame speech. That's where his mind is at. This man is already thinking about Canton, and y'all fucking them dreams up right now, right? Y'all making it cloudier than it has to, because you got to be out here throwing to some of the shittiest wide receivers in the NFL. And the sad thing is he knows it, because when you ask Pat about this, it's not, hey, man, we got to execute better. Hey, man, we just got to play better. We got to get it on time. It's him saying, I got to get that ball to him in a way that it's impossible for him to drop it.
He be throwing to these dudes and you can tell he don't trust.
You know, when you playing basketball with somebody and you just need them to like be productive, but you know they ass, so like you see them wide open, you just be like, hey, here you go. Like, I'm about to eye contact. Here's the ball. Take that shot. That's how Pat Mahomes is playing football in the NFL. He is so scared to death of these dudes not being able to make a play because they can't. Because they suck. It's not, if they was league average, the Chiefs would probably be the 1 seed. But they not even league average. They straight garbage. Straight garbage.
It's amazing to watch what Patrick Mahomes is going through with the Kansas City Chiefs. And then you got Joe Flacco with the Cleveland Browns literally just throwing the ball up to Amari Cooper.
Joe Flacco's like, I don't know what that's like, brother. Hey,
Amari
it's gotta be. It's got to be tough
this.
not to have a guy like Coop. What Coop ran up there and said, I'm 225. Just throw that shit up.
Hey, I don't know who was covering Amari. He was getting cooked.
Hey, look, Amari got that game that, like, I think it was Derek Stingley. Amari Cooper has the kind of game that terrifies young corners, right? He got old man at the gym game. Right? Because these quarters be thinking, oh, it's about to be about speed and athleticism, and Amari Cooper just line up and be like, I'm about to run a 4.6 and get open deep downfield. That's what I'm about to do right now. Just off pure grown man shit. Like, that's how Amari be playing. Just grown man hands is pushing you, and then just got a little bit of burst at the top of that route. He's going to catch a deep ball. He not fast no more. Wherever he ran in the combine, I promise you he don't run that shit no more. It's been a minute since he run like a 4.6, 4.7. It don't matter. Cooking you, right? You think shit sweet? It was like watching Michael Ehrlich or Travis Hunter, right? It was just like, all right, man, I'm gonna get this slant. Remember he did the same thing to JPJ, Joey Porter Jr. Mm-hmm. Joey Porter thought he was on top of some shit, like he knew something about the NFL, and then Amari was like, let me show you how much you don't know, young fella. I'm gonna come right at your feet, right here, inside, all the time. As money. I want to know what his shit talk sound like, because I bet it's like Tim Duncan shit talk.
Yep, I'm gonna say Tim Duncan.
I bet.
Nice try.
Good release. Almost had me. Damn.
Maybe next time.
Hey,
maybe next time.
I'm impressed. Good try. Hey, that's the funniest story in the world when Kevin Garnett was like, yeah, I'm in Tim's face, talking all this shit. You ain't nothing. You a bum. You soft. Probably saying other stuff that he not going to say in public nowadays about Tim Duncan that we know was being said at the time. But he was probably saying crazy stuff to Tim. And he was like, yeah, Tim put 20 on me, slapped me on the ass and said, hey, man, nice try. He was so mad about that. I'm like, yeah, bro, what you gonna do? Like, he diffused KG. Like,
what you supposed to do? What you
supposed to do? He had KG in there like, I don't know what to say to this man. Like,
he cooking you, and he just like, hey man, that was a good attempt.
It's like that's like when Myles be out here cooking these tackles and be like, hey man, you might want to put your hand here. Like, or LeBron, when he cooks somebody and he's like, on this play, you supposed to be right here, right? That's going to be the back. Like, you ever hear them Shump LeBron stories? Mm-hmm. He like, get right there. He going to be right there. And he's like, he's talking to the other team. Like, he's coaching them. He was like, I got to slide these sliders up, dog. I'm not getting a good enough run. Yeah, these players are different. But yeah, Amari Cooper is definitely out here giving Stingley advice. Hey, man, you was good at LSU.
No, that would be crazy.
Don't worry, one day you'll get it.
Hey, he said you was good at LSU, but this Bama though.
Yeah, this ain't the SEC no more. What? Nah, he was living that rivalry. I forgot he went to Bama. Nah, he was living that rivalry because he was on one of the Bama teams that lost to LSU too. He was like, nah, man, I'm tired of these cats like Odell Beckham getting hyped up over me. I've been that dude since college. Every time I see an LSU jersey, it's food. I'm coming at y'all. Fuck LSU.
He's had a 250-yard game on every single team he's been on.
Hey, man, crazy. Professional wide receiver. You know what he is? He's a hitman. Like, he's a hitman. Hire Amari Cooper, he gonna get 1,000 yards and he probably gonna kill a couple people. Like,
mercenary, real life.
He's kind of like new school Marvin Harrison. Except for like, what if Marvin Harrison was yoked? Because like Amari is definitely not built like Marvin Harrison. But it's that same type of, he's just going to line up. You going to think, hey, shit special about him. Till that route start getting ran. until you look back and realize he done split your cover 3. It's like, damn, what happened?
Man.
Nah, Coop's cold. Coop's out here
he's
different.
Cold. Joe was like, man, he's special. I can't even lie. It's like, he is special.
There was a play, I think it was the Nick Harris one, and somebody was like, David Njoku was wide open. Why did he throw it to Coop? And it was like a completed pass. I was like, nah, I knew he was going to throw that shit to Coop immediately because they were running that. They had like 3 good run plays on that drive. And then Nick Harris checked in the backfield. So I was like, oh, there's no way they're actually running that. Like, they're definitely about to run a play action off of this. And then I saw Derek Stingley make the biggest mistake of his life. He was like 7 yards off, and he was clearly playing cover 3. But then he checked into press man. I was like, well, that shit's going to Coop. That shit is 1,000% going to Amari Cooper. It is going to Coop. They just pressed him on single high. Joe Flacco's read became real simple. He looked around. He said, all right, if that safety takes a step towards that other hash, the opposite hash of Amari Cooper, this shit going. And what happened? Safety went there. I'm throwing this bitch up to Amari. Fuck you, David. You're not getting this ball. And what happened? He threw it to Amari and Amari scored. I'm just saying, like.
Hey, Amari was cooking whoever was out there.
It was food all day.
Oh, he was cooking whoever was out there. It didn't matter.
For free. He was doing shit on 5-yard routes. I'm like, he's still injured, dog. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Remember we thought his season might be over 3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's hurt. He's playing hurt. He's clearly hurt, Quincy. That's why he's not putting up numbers. Nah. He was waiting to get that work in on young Derek. Like, hey, Sauce, stay away. Stay away, young fella.
Just moved us right to the last topic.
Sauce, stay away. Look, that is not something your young ass wants. Like,
let's be real.
Amari Cooper's like real. Fighting your dad. Like, that's what it's like to cover Amari Cooper. It's like fighting your parents. It's like they be getting this strength and skill out of nowhere. Like, it's just like they get an instant boost if you just young and try to fight them.
Let's be real though. The Jets season it's over. It's over. They know what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's over. They hope for Jaden Daniels or an offensive tackle 1 and 2.
But they got like 6 wins. Hey, Drake may slide. Drake may slide.
Nah, he's not gonna slide. He's not gonna slide that far.
Yeah, the only hope for a slide is Caleb Williams. Let me tell you, they're not drafting Caleb Williams. We've already gone over this.
Yeah, nah. Jaden Daniels. If they draft a quarterback, it'll be him.
So can the Browns finish the job, Cole? Let me know your thoughts on this. Can the Browns finish the job?
Short week against, who are we playing against? Trevor Siemian?
Probably.
I mean, I like their chances. The only thing Joe can't do is turn the ball over. Because that defense is still good. Like, let's not.
Are you still worried about that defensive line though?
Yeah, I am. I think our O-line might be in for a rough day. Because the Jets got pass rushers all over the place, dog. They got real pass rushers.
And they got good corners
all
too.
over the place.
So you can't just get rid of the ball quick.
So it'll be rough.
I think this is going to be a defensive battle.
Yeah, we can't run the ball either, so it's going to be rough.
I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think this is going to come down to like if a defense can create points. Joe's going to throw a couple interceptions. It's going to be if the Jets can capitalize on them and where those interceptions come. Breece Hall's a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
You worry about that because the Browns haven't had the best success versus good running backs, even though they did a good job on Devin Singletary this week. Breece Hall's a little bit of a different monster, so I do worry about that. The Jets aren't a pushover team, right? They just don't have a good quarterback. You can get pressure on them, and you hope that they make enough mistakes that you could capitalize on. It's going to be tough to get yardage there. I don't think you can rely on another 300-yard game, especially Joe Flacco coming off a short week. But I do think the Browns can win this one. And if they do win this one, and the Miami Dolphins take care of business, here's what I need to happen. Here's what you need to happen, Browns fans. You need the Steelers to lose this week, and you need the Dolphins to win. Why do you need the Steelers to lose? Simply because of this. That would put the Steelers at 8-8, which would mean that last game against Baltimore is about protecting Mike Tomlin's legacy.
Oh, there we go. There we
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yep.
That's all they play.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they play for at that
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, when shit like that pop up, bullshit happens. Bullshit. I know it. Bullshit always happens when it comes to Pittsburgh. And then we just gotta beat the Bengals and the Jets, right? Next thing you know, we the 2 seed. We're not getting that 1 seed, by the way. Thank you, Brock Purdy, for that. Appreciate you for doing that one. You fucking bum. Like, trash ass Brock Purdy. You're not trash, but I don't like you this week. This is such a distasteful game at quarterback.
Of course, when we needed him to come through, he just shits all over himself.
What if the Browns drafted Brock Purdy? That's what Brock Purdy would have looked like. Like
4 picks.
4
Put
picks.
Sam Darnold in the game.
Hey, dog. DTR looked better versus the Ravens than that. Like, I watched that game. I was like, maybe DTR could be Brock Purdy, because is this who he is? Like, is this what they've been hiding the whole time? Is this?
We needed him to come through, and he played the worst game in his career. Oh, that's why we can't depend on nobody but us, man.
Mm-hmm. Can't do it. I've been standing on my feet for about 2.5 hours.
I told you. Talk about some 90 minutes. I talk about 90
I'm tired. I'm leaning on this shit, dog. Like, I'm,
It was going to be 90 minutes.
Yeah, I done burnt about 200 calories. I'm cooked. Ooh. I'm done. I'm done. Anything else you got to add, Cole?
It might be rough.
Fuck out of here. What are you waiting for? Nah, you trying to wait?
I was trying to get it out. I was trying to get it out. I know you stand and I know you tired. What I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted. I know it's gonna be rough on Thursday. But fuck it. Go Browns.
Hey, man, get to that stadium, start barking and shit. We're all white. Fuck it. We're your white uniform. Nah, orange. Orange. All orange. Yeah, we going all orange right there. We gonna be barking. Play some better music in that fucking stadium too, by the way. Like, you know, I'm not trying to hear no Leonard Skinner. Like, we good. We good. This ain't Pittsburgh. They play that weak ass. Yeah, Renegade song that they play every fourth quarter. Like, this is the trashiest song I've ever heard in my life. How does this hype up anybody? It sound like bullshit. I'm like, get this bullshit out of here. Ugh. Trash. Garbage. You know what's some art? Dreams and Nightmares in the fourth quarter. You know, Finetto in the fourth quarter. X gonna give it to you in the fourth quarter. You know what Bone Crusher? So I'm outside of the club. They think I'm a punk. Play that. There's something. Then whatever they doing out here. One time they played Wonderwall in fourth quarter. I was like, we not serious about this environment thing. So that's why I need a DJ who bring his own towel. You know, that's who we need at the Browns game in control of the music. You know, I need my man to have that towel on his head too. Like, that's what I need. If it's not that, get them fuck out of here. Let's get this stadium going. Let's get barking and replace the front. Like, we should just bring back the chain link fences, because I think that's a colder look. When you got the chain link in front of the dog pile, and then people bang on that shit, and then you got the metal signs, so you can slap it on there, and it's gonna be. We need to make the dog pound dirty again, right? It's too clean, right? It's too clean and clean cut and cutesy, and there be kids in there. Nah. It needs to be the undesirables in there. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I'm
we need to
about.
find that you should qualify for the dog pile. Like, we should just walk up and down and find the dirtiest, filthiest, nastiest, meanest, fucking drunkest people and just put them right there in the dog pile. Like, the drunk tank should be the dog pile. That's what it is. You know, just round them all up. All right, keep barking. That's what it should be out here. No, we not about to have no family and no dog pile. Ain't no sitting down in the dog pile. None of that. We standing up. We barking. It better smell like alcohol and must in that section. All right. That's what I need. Just musty armpits and barking and just beer breath. That's what I need. Also, cough drops. bring your cough drops. That helps you bark longer. But that's what I need.
That's crazy advice.
Yeah.
Bring your cough drops.
I'm not asking them to make dirty Sprite in the dog pile. Just cough drops. They safe. Look, Cole, this tells me you've never been barking at the games, man, because if you have, you would know this is a struggle to make sure you don't lose your voice that next day. And cough drops do the job. Okay. They do the job. And then you be at work the next day.
Oh, Lord.
If a fight break out at the stadium, the winner should be sent to the dog pile for the rest of the game. That's what the rules should be, right? Gladiator rules. All right, you lose, you get to stay in the 500s, or you get pushed up to the 500s, because fuck you. But if you win, you come into that dog pile, dog. Winners only, right? Winners only. We not folded on that dog pile. Like, somebody jump in there, it's nothing but winners. All right?
Hey, man, we can't be advocating for violence.
We not advocating for violence. We rewarded winners in the competition.
See, that's not what we're supposed to be doing.
What's the difference between if you put a reward on it, Cole, it no longer becomes violence. It's a sport.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. Hey, look, if Dana White can put slap boxing on television and not get sued, you can send a winner to the dog pound, dog. Like you can.
Hey, quick aside. Those slap fights be so funny.
And look,
so funny.
Cole, here's the thing. I think you would actually disincentivize fighting if you did something like that. Because, man, you're not about to get in a fight just for the fuck of it. If you know that the other person's like, I could get to the dog pound off this. Hey, dog. Hey, you might fight a professional. Like, I bet people would think twice. Would you not? Would you not?
And you get set up. And you get set up to the 500s if you lose.
Hey, look, consequences for both sides, right? You know what I mean? You win, you win. You lose, but you go pick that fight. Look, it's a reason Floyd don't fight anybody, right? Like it, because Floyd understands the consequences of winning and losing, and he picks his fights very carefully. And it would be 75,000 Floyd Mayweathers in that audience, where it's like, nope. That's gonna get me set to 500. I'm already at 2. He trying to get to the dog pound. Fuck that shit. Not on me. Like, not about to use my face. Like, the fuck out of here. It would disincentivize violence. I promise you that. Yeah. It'll take one. You know, it'll take one. But after that one, hey, try to get to the dog pound like that if you want.
I know people could be in the comments talking about it. Well, if they make it to the end, people will be talking about this.
Hey, winners only. Winners only. Can't be out here embarrassing the city. Like, nah, winners only. That's the first line. The best of the best. In the dog pound.
Oh, man.
Because look, hey, you know how Steelers fans think it's cute to sit in the dog pound?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll stop.
100%.
If it's just nothing but winners in there, oh, that'll stop. Oh, you bought your ticket? Let me show you how we got our tickets. Send you up to the 500s real quick. Hey, if you was an opposing fan and you knew sitting in the dog pound could easily end up with you in the 500s, I bet we'd have less of this.
Hey, let's be real though. Browns Raiders games would be crazy.
Now we might have the black hole in the dog pound. Like, I don't know.
I know.
Might have an upset. Like,
Browns Raiders games might be wild.
Look, there's 2 games where you can't have this policy. Browns Raiders, Browns Eagles. No.
Nah.
Can't happen. Can't happen. We all like to fight far too much. All right? Like, no. The only reason you don't have to worry about it with Browns and Detroit, because we kind of got a respect for each other. You know, there's kind of a respect for Cleveland and Detroit in there inherent, because we kind of the same city in the same situation. But nah, man. Philly We got to beef with them. Philly be like, yeah, we try to get to the dog pile. Where the dog pile at? Like, okay. The game would never start. So we can't have that versus Philly, and we can't have that versus the Raiders. Nah, those policies cannot stand versus those teams. But the Chiefs, oh yes.
You literally listen off the fan bases, we'd be okay fine.
Oh yeah. Like the Vikings, yeah, we good. We straight. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Look, the Bengals, yeah, look, all 12 of them be out. They be sleep. They be sleep.
All right. Okay.
Hey, Baltimore might be a little bit of a competition there. You don't sleep on Baltimore. They got a chip on their shoulder too. Because they not DC, but they feel like they better than DC. Hey, they just like us for real. They just like us. So yeah, that might be a different one. That might be a more even battle. But we beat Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, we beat Pittsburgh.
100%.
They got a good reputation and shit. Nobody been making jokes about them. We fine against Pittsburgh. Is there any city like what? Hey, New Orleans? We might not want to have that battle. They gonna be playing the marching band in our dog pile. Like if we nah. We don't need to have that one happen. But we could beat the Falcon fans.
Are we sure?
Oh yeah, because most of the people who travel for the Falcons live in Georgia.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's not the same. They're not it's a reason why Saints fans come into Atlanta every year fucking playing our Walmarts and shit. Saints come marching in because they just think shit sweet out here. Like it's just it's different. It's different. But that's it for QnCOLB. Hope y'all enjoy it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Okay. I appreciate every single one of y'all that came. Oh, wait. We got super chats. I can't let my people on the super chats down. We got to show love to the super chats. Got to show love to the super chats. My bad, y'all. Ooh, almost got out here without showing love to the people, Cole.
That's crazy. That's how you know you're tired, though.
Yeah, I'm sweating. All right. So we got 4 supers. My guy Sins Killed You says, do you see that DTR is on IR?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Hey, bro. Better luck next year. Better luck that. I'm with you, DTR. I believe in you, kid. Better luck next year. This wasn't it for you. Hey, God didn't want it for you or Deshaun Watson. Like, it was just for Joe Flacco. Like,
yeah. It is what it is.
Hey, this clearly was for Joe. It wasn't for anybody else. And if the Browns win the Super Bowl, PJ Walker, Super Bowl champion. Like that's who the Lord wanted it for, dog. He clearly was like, nah, Deshaun, you get out the way. Every time Deshaun tried to get back, God was like, nah. Like, ain't it what it felt like?
That's crazy.
The universe is like, nah, dog. This for Joe. DTR tried to get in there. This for Joe. Like, Joe and PJ, they getting parts of this. All right, it's they turn, dog. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Hey, Nelson says the Chiefs are looking like food. Purdy is who we thought he was. Trash. The rest of the league don't want the smoke in the playoffs. My man Nelson talking that shit. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Go to the game, Nelson. Bark. Get them cough drops on you. Big Kev says Browns only give up 13.3 points a game without turnovers. We like that.
Love that.
We like that. As Pat Mahomes would say. Last and not least, my man Akalon says, Q, I tried to watch your BR stream, but the app kept crashing. As soon as I got on, it was over. Browns going down the same route as the 49ers. Good coach with the mid QB. They can't get over the hump. Damn, bro. I ain't think you was about to be like that. Dog, what's up? Hey, everything cool, bro?
What's up with the negativity, dog?
Damn. No, we wacko for Flacco over here, big dog. What you mean? Like, we throwing up them 15s in this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
That is crazy.
Damn.
Especially after the game he had. This is not the week to be saying.
I know. Like, hey, look, if he got a bad game after the Jets, we could throw it up. But, hey, I'm going to be like, he had to have that bad game in order to reload and have another good run. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. But yeah, man, I hope everything going well. That was wild out of nowhere. It's not the heart emoji with it too. I'm like, all right, bro.
Hey, that's conflicted.
And let's be real. If we get to the AFC Championship game, fuck if it's Joe Flacco that held us back from winning. Who gives a fuck? We got the AFC Championship game. We about to be obnoxious all year, dog. We like, yeah, man, once Nick Chubb come back, we winning 2 Super Bowls, bitch. Like, we about to be going crazy.
Hey, facts.
Just give me one. Hey, man, Deshaun Watson's the most unlucky dude because he's really about to walk into like the most carry situation he could ever walk into. He might not ever be great again, but it might not matter. It might not matter. Or it might. No. We'll see. But that's it for QnCOLB. Appreciate y'all for coming down. Appreciate y'all for checking us out live. Oh, wait, we got another one for Sammy Football. Says it looks like it's going to come down to the Browns and Ravens in round 2, and that's bad news for Baltimore.
Love it. Love it.
Joe Flacco back at M&T Bank Stadium. Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Ooh, could you imagine if Joe Flacco beat Lamar in the playoffs the way they be talking about him?
Ooh, I'm gonna feel bad for Lamar. I'm actually gonna feel bad for Lamar.
Hey, no remorse.
Because it's gonna turn into a different. It's
gonna get away from football. Look, I'll debate against it all summer, but the day after the Browns do some shit like that, let me tell you, no. Hey, bro, get you one that can win a playoff game. Oh yeah. Might dust off a running back joke. Fuck it.
Hey, you sick.
Yeah. We talking all cash money shit right there. You know what I mean? Like,
we going full Bill Polian day after.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, Lamar did it too. What was it, Mike Flores? After the game. But yeah.
Oh man, we needed that one.
Yes. Yes. So I respect Lamar. I'm one of his most ardent defenders that's not a Ravens fan. But I will say this. Hey, them jokes still flying. Like, nobody's safe from these jokes, man. Nobody is safe for these jokes. We done got Pat. We done got Pat. We get Deshaun every week. He ain't played in months. Right? Like, we will praise Baker Mayfield and still hit them jokes on him. Like, nah, man, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. And Lamar, you're not safe, brother. They should have paid you and all of that. But we will make a running back joke if you lose to Joe Flacco at M&T Bank Stadium. And you're going to have all them people out here angry. But that's it for QnCOLB. Hope y'all appreciated this week's episode. Y'all have a great day. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch us live and get notified. And make sure you follow us both on Twitter because y'all love to suggest shit on there. And we actually like that. We like when y'all be suggesting stuff, be posting the clips. We really do appreciate that kind of stuff because that's the stuff that gets us going. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. Have even better